Welcome, everybody, to the final match of the year. It's the last match. I know Davis Cup's next week, but it's the last ATP match, the ATP Finals, Turin final. And, of course, like the entire year, it's been Sincaraz. It's all about Sincaraz. Sinner versus Alcaraz. No number one ranking on the line, but we do have, obviously, a big trophy up for grabs. And this is the rivalry, right? I mean, we had Federer Nadal, we had Djokovic Nadal, we had Djokovic Federer, we had Murray in the mix of all of that as well. And now it's all about Sinner versus Alcaraz. Nothing else matters. But let's see if we get. I mean, is there an upset if one of them loses? I don't think so. I mean, it's if either of them win, I don't think it really matters in terms of shockingness, right? It's like, oh my God, I can't believe he won. It's probably 50-50. We did put a poll up on the channel too earlier today, and it was 50-50. I was so shocked. We had like a couple of thousand votes, and it was like 51% Alcaraz. I'm like, what? 49 cents. I'm like, what the hell? Well, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that. How it's like, it's so down the middle. But let's do it. By the way, Swiatek's playing right now, and I can actually watch her play. She's dominating for Team Poland. So that's fun. But yeah, let's get to it. Let's get through it. But before we get started, we've had Trace working with us, or we've been collaborating with Trace all week. If you haven't joined, today's the last day. You can still win going to the sweepstakes for a prize. So make sure you join. If you haven't already, if you have joined, here is your reminder to pick who you're rooting for. So you go, it's free to enter. You just have to put your email address in. And then you go enter tournament. And then you go pick who you're rooting for. May the best player win. May the best player win. That is what I'm going for today. May the best player win. That's what I have to say today. That's all I have to say. May the best player win. You don't have to pick a side, chat. You don't have to pick a side. Whew. Jeez. That could have started a bad start. You got 6 hours, by the way, to claim yours. Link in the chat. Go check it out. And if you have been doing it all week, the 8th day is a Demonor tennis racket. Demonor's racket. So here's all the sweepstake prizes. You get a collectible each day as well if you've been doing it every day. But if you're only doing it for today, you do go into the sweepstake for a prize. Taylor Fritz headband. If you've been doing it a couple of days, you'll go in the sweepstake. Oh, by the way, I think it's sweepstake for everything. So if you've done it every day, you'll go into every single one. So there you go. Thank you, Trace, for sponsoring the streams this week. All right. Let's get this started. So there is a lot to get through. But before we get to that, more importantly, I went to the thrift store because it was open on Sunday, and I decided to go and drag my ass outside to try and get my jet lag brain done. And look, I bought all these DVDs for $1 each. $1 a DVD. Chat. $1? $1? $1 each. $1. Are you kidding me? We got a very Christmassy theme with Home Alone 1 and 2. Bang. Classics. I don't know what this is, but it says holiday. It's got Bing Crosby, so. For the holiday. 4 holidays. Christmas. Life of Brian. Not Christmas. Get Out. Definitely not Christmas. Butterfly Effect. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Event Horizon. What's this? Green Street Hooligans. Nutty Professor. Jungle to Jungle. Sucker Punch. Limitless. Simpsons Movie. Role Models. Usual Suspects. Employee of the Month. Good Luck Chuck. And Saturday Night Fever. Where am I going to put these? So yeah, lot of movies. So many movies. $1 each. I mean, it was a steal. And then I got these. For $5 each, not at the thrift store. Look at these. Can anybody name the movie? It's a kind of a Christmas movie. Look at their teeth. Look at the teeth. Look at the teeth. They were $5 each from the store. Wonderful Life DVD. They didn't have it. All right, Gremlins. Exactly. They're so crazy. They're so crazy. These are cool. I love these. So yeah, that was my day of, and then I passed out in the middle of the afternoon. So it was just it was a great morning. All right, Swiatek, by the way, is up 5-love in the second here. She is dominating. Poland about to go through. They're not dolls. They're just things you put in your house. They're home decor. We know what you're going to be doing off season. Yeah, I'm going to be sleeping. I need sleep. Also, I watched Alien Earth and Marvel Zombies. Alien Earth was alright. They were both good. They were good. They're not toys for me. No way. They're too cool. I'm going Alcaraz in 3 sets. Okay, nice. Alien, which part? Alien, the TV show, the Alien Earth. It was good. It was alright. It was alright. Wasn't the greatest show ever, but it was alright. Not as good as the movies. Alright, now, before we get started, let's get through some of these stats. So these guys have played 15 times. 10-5 Alcaraz. He has the lead. They haven't played since the US Open, or at least they haven't played officially since the US Open, where Alcaraz was playing I don't think I've ever seen Alcaraz play better than that whole tournament. That was his peak so far. So far, Alcaraz at the US Open was the best he's ever been and he's ever played, in my opinion. And Sinner played okay in the final, but he wasn't as good that tournament as he had been at Wimbledon. So they have played 15 times. The head-to-head is 10-5 Alcaraz, but the hard court head-to-head is 1-0 Alcaraz. So second match on an indoor hard court. Hard court 7-2 Alcaraz, which is a little bit surprising, I thought. 7-2 is a pretty one-sided. Obviously, clay courts, Alcaraz is the lead, but on the grass, it's Sinner. But yeah, 1-0. Their only match on a hard court was actually Paris, indoor hard court, was actually in Paris 2021. So it's been, and that was the first time they met on the ATP Tour. So yeah, first time. It's been 4 years since they've played on indoor hard courts, and officially, obviously, unofficially, they played at the Six King Slam, but officially, it's the first time since then. And Alcaraz got the straight sets win. It's a close straight sets, but also both are so much better now than they were. By the way, Alcaraz is the underdog in this match too, by the betting. This is the first time, by the way, since 2016 that the world number 1 and 2 are playing in the final of the ATP Finals. We have had 1 and 2 play in the semi-finals, I think, a couple of times. But first time in nearly 10 years that the 1 and 2 have played in the final. Sinner is on a 30-match winning indoor hardcourt winning streak. And he's trying to become the youngest man to defend the title since Federer did it back in 03 and 04. So he's trying to be the youngest player at 23 years old to defend this title since Federer 20-something years ago. And he's also trying to become a multiple-time champion at home in Italy at the ATP Finals, along with McEnroe, who won 3 times in New York, and Becker, who won twice in Germany. So he's trying to do that. He's trying to join those guys. He is also trying to win this tournament without losing a set. Sinner, which he would join Lendl and McEnroe to win this title without dropping a set, who did it back in the 80s. And yeah, also his most consecutive sets won in this event, he's the second most ever. Because last year, I don't think he lost a set last year. So 18 sets in a row, he's on a current win streak. Lendl has the most sets won in a row at the ATP Finals with 24. So Sinner would have to come back next year, do it more. But hey, if he wins this in straight sets and we go next year, he's probably going to win in straight sets until the semis at least. So that's what Sinner's trying to do. He is a beast on the indoor courts, and he's at home, so that helps a little bit more as well. Alcaraz, trying to become the first player since Andy Murray in 2016 to win 9 titles in a tournament in a year. 9 titles is ridiculous. Like, I didn't realize he'd won that many titles. I knew that he'd won titles. But to say that Alcaraz if he wins today, he wins 9 trophies this year, that's insane. How did that happen? When did that happen? How did he win all those trophies? I mean, yeah, French Open, okay. US Open, yeah, okay. Yeah, he won a couple of clay court titles too. But he won 9 titles? He's won 9? If he wins, that crept up on me. I didn't expect that. Sinner's got 5. He's going for 6, which is second most for the year. Murray won 9 titles in 2016. He's also trying to become the first Spaniard since Alex Corretja back in 1999 to win the ATP Finals. So it's been a long time since a Spaniard has lifted this trophy. I think he's also trying to become the 3rd Spaniard in the history of the ATP Finals to win the title. So it's not been a tournament that's been good for Spaniards. We all know Rafa struggled at this tournament for many reasons. One, for the surface speed, but the second one being at the end of the season when everybody's tired. But Rafa was, he was pretty spent by the end of the year. And also the other guys that he played preferred to play on this surface over Rafa because of the speed of the surface. So that is what we're kind of doing. We've got plenty of stats to go through. We'll go through them as we go along. But crazy times. Crazy. Alcaraz fans are ready for the excuses. There's no excuse though, because if he loses, he's the underdog anyway. Like, Alcaraz is not the favorite here. Sinner's the favorite. If Sinner loses, then we got to figure out why, because Alcaraz is supposed to win. Alcaraz is the underdog in this matchup. Murray won nine titles in 2016. Which ones? Wimbledon, US, ATP Finals, Paris, Shanghai, probably Miami or Indian Wells, maybe a clay title. I don't know. Queen's Club. I don't know. I'm just reading off the paper. I don't know. You can Google that though. We'll Google it. I'll Google it. I'll Google it. All right, I'll Google it. I'll tell you. How many what titles did Andy Murray win? Let me check. 2016. Yeah, he won the ATP Finals. He won Paris Indoors. He won Vienna, Shanghai, Beijing. That was to end the year. He won the Olympics. He won Wimbledon. He won Queen's Club. He won Rome. And that was 9 titles. Maybe the Davis Cup? I don't know. Does that count as a title? Oh, no, he didn't win Davis Cup. So, yeah, that's 9, right? Paris, ATP Finals, Vienna, Shanghai, Beijing, Rio, Wimbledon, Queen's Club. Oh, Rome, and yeah, that's it. Do you think that Carlos has improved a lot indoors this year since last year? This will be the match that we'll be able to answer that question properly. Because he won Rotterdam, which was his first indoor title, but it was a slower court than it usually is, and also the opposition he had was not the same as Paris or indoor, or the end of the year, right? So I think if he beats Sinner, that's an improvement on indoor hard courts. If he loses to Sinner, I mean, you can say that statistically he's had the best indoor hard court season for sure. So maybe yes. Maybe the answer is yes. Yeah, better than last year, yes. Peter.
Hi, Cam. Enjoyed your streams this week.
No.
If I counted correctly, the last loss which Jannik had on indoor hard courts was to Novak here in 2023.
Yes, correct. The last indoor hard court loss was the finals of the ATP Finals in 2023. You are spot on. He won the Davis Cup by beating Djokovic, which started the streak, and then, of course, has not lost a match since. He won last year's ATP Finals. He won last year Vienna. This year, Vienna. Not last year's Vienna. Last year's ATP Finals. Didn't play Paris or Vienna, I don't think. And then this year he's obviously won Vienna, Paris, and now he's here. So yes. And Davis Cup last year too. So yes, that is correct. Djokovic, ATP Finals, final, 2023. I want Sinner to win, but I think Carlos will win. Okay. Again, Sinner is the favorite. Which might come as a surprise. Maybe a little bit of a surprise that he's heavy favorite. All right, let's go through some more stats while they're warming up and getting ready to walk out on court. So, Carlos Alcaraz, what is he trying to do by winning today? If he does win today, he'll be the third player to win the Next Gen Finals and the ATP Finals in his career, joining Tsitsipas and Sinner as the only players to win the ATP Finals and the Next Gen Finals. He's also trying to become the third Spanish player to win this tournament in the history of the Open era. Orantes did it back in 76, and Correia did it back in 1998. He's got a 52-win, 23-loss record against top 10 players. This year, against top 10 players, 17 wins, 3 losses. That's crazy for Alcaraz. And he also has a 21-win, 1-loss record against Italians dating back to the start of last year. And the only loss was Wimbledon final. So 22 wins, 1 loss against Italians does Alcaraz have. That is crazy. That is a crazy stat. Also, Spaniards in the final of the ATP Finals over the history. So we had, this is the first time a Spaniard's been in the final since 2013. That was Rafa when he lost to Djokovic. Rafa made the final in 2010 as well. 2007, David Ferrer made the final here. Actually, David Ferrer making the final before Rafa did at this tournament is kind of insane. Ferrero made the final back in 2002. Correia, Moya, and Orantes are the other guys who have made the final of the ATP Finals from Spain. All right, they're doing a big... I think they're singing the national anthem. I'm not familiar with the national anthem of Italy. By the way, if he does win today, Alcaraz, he will have won 9 titles, which puts him as the most titles, obviously, of anyone this year. But it's not the most titles in a season recently. I mean, a lot of other players have won multiple titles over the time. Obviously, during the 2010s, a lot of GOATs won double-digit titles, right? So you had Federer winning 11 titles in 2004, 2005, and then 12 in 2006. Djokovic, he won 10 titles and 11 titles in 2011 and 2015. Rafa, in 2005, won 11 titles. 2013, he won 10. Murray was the last player to win 9 titles in a season, and he won that in 2016. Musta, he won 12 titles in 1995, and Sampras won 10 titles in 1994. So those are the names since 1990 who have won as many trophies, 9 or more trophies in the season. Also, Alcaraz with 71 wins is the most of anyone this year, but not as many as Sinner last year. Sinner had 73 wins last year. Before that, it was Murray who had 78 wins. Djokovic and Murray had over 70 wins in 2015, 82 for Djokovic, 71 for Murray. Federer in 2014 was 73 wins. Nadal and Djokovic in 2013 both had 75 and 74 wins, respectively. And then the most crazy stat, 2012, David Ferrer, 76 wins in the season, more than anybody else in 2012, over Djokovic, who had 75, and Federer with 71. That's crazy. David Ferrer, 2012, what was he doing? Why didn't he win a slam? Where the hell is his Grand Slam? That is more wins than anybody else that year. And he was playing in 2012 with all the GOATs. I mean, that is insane. That's a crazy season. I want to know what that season was all about. Somebody write me an essay about it. All right, players about to walk out on court. Players are about to walk out on court. Let's go through some Sinner stats while we're waiting. Like I said, trying to become the third man to win in front of his home... last year he became the third player to win in front of his home crowd at the ATP Finals, joining Leighton and Andy Murray in the since 1990 to do that. First Italian champion in the history of the ATP Finals as well. And also has not dropped a set to the final, becoming the third player to make the final without dropping a set, joining Lendl and McEnroe, who did it back in the 80s. So there you go. All right, here we go. Players about to walk out on court. We're about to get crazy. Sinner's going to walk out first because he is the number 2 in the world. And then the world number 1 will follow. Go on, chat. Like I've said all week, I love a Alcaraz final. It's just the road to the final is a little bit dull. But we're here. So it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Who gives a shit about yesterday? It's today. It's about today. It's about Alcaraz. It's about right now. It doesn't matter about what happened yesterday, the day before that. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We're here. We're in the final. It's Alcaraz. Finish the year. Let's see how it ends. By the way, Alcaraz, I think, is 7-1 against Sinner since 2020, start of last year. I think that's right. 7-1, 7 wins, 1 loss since the start of last year against Sinner. I mean, it is not a rivalry. That is a that is a domination. That rivalry. Head to head. 7 wins, 1 loss, and that's not counting the Six King Slam, right? You can add a couple for Sinner if you want to. You want to add a couple for Sinner, you can. But yeah, Alcaraz 7-1 since the start of last year against this man, and the 1 loss was obviously Wimbledon, whereas Alcaraz was trying to go for the 3-peat. All right, here we go. We've seen Carlos battle a little bit. Mainly with himself. He had a battle against himself in the first set against de Minaur where he played well and then he started to play bad and then, won the set anyway. Sinner hasn't been pushed at all this week. Also, somebody did point out as well that Alcaraz hasn't played a top 5 guy this week because he was supposed to play Djokovic. Djokovic pulled out and he ended up playing Musetti instead. Hasn't played a guy in the top 5. So not only has Sinner not been pushed, but Alcaraz hasn't played a guy in the top 5. So both of these guys are going to have to play somebody. It's going to be a big step up from everything they've done already. Fritz was top 5 like 2 weeks ago, but officially he wasn't top 5, even though Fritz was number 4 in the world for the most of the year. Hey, Chris, thank you for the 10 gifted. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. They're taking some photos, and we're about to get started. FAA is top 5 now. Yeah, he wasn't top 5 last week. Officially, unofficially, not officially. And I would say that Sinner's toughest match was probably Zverev. I think that was the match that felt like he had to work the hardest and he had the most trouble with. Even though he won easily, like he was clutch, but I think the Zverev match for Sinner was his hardest match because Zverev had a lot of break chances, couldn't take them, and that felt like it shouldn't. I mean, the scoreline looks so one-sided, but it was actually, if you watch the match, you'll know. You'll know. Chris.
Hey Cam.
Hey.
Thank you for another stellar year of excellent tennis commentary.
No worries. Thank you for the 10. This is a party today. Some of you are nervous because you're obviously rooting for one guy over the other. But for the neutral fans, this is a party. This is the Christmas party. We're just the end of the year, and this is the last finale of the year. Obviously, we'll watch some Davis Cup next week, but it's not going to be on the same level. Jannik choosing to receive once more. Yeah, look, like I said this yesterday, FAA needed to serve first against Carlos, but it does vary from player to player. Like, you don't have to serve first if you're Jannik Sinner. But if you're Felix and you're playing Sinner or Alcaraz, you have to serve first. And that was a big flaw yesterday. I think I was also just really disappointed because I thought the second semi-final would be a lot more competitive, and it was a lot less competitive. de Minaur put on a really good show, and Felix made him look even better. de Minaur really put up a good fight, whereas Felix I don't know what happened yesterday. He just decided that was it. And we have had some pretty non-competitive matches in the last couple of days. de Minaur was good. FAA should have been better. Zverev against Felix played the worst match of the year. He said, in his opinion, he played the worst of the week. His worst match of the week. Obviously, Fritz and de Minaur was good. Musetti wasn't really a match for Alcaraz. Shelton put up a fight against Sinner, but it wasn't 3 sets. But so yeah. So there've been competitive moments in the last couple of days, but not competitive matches, unfortunately. But that's why we're here. If this is one-sided, that is going to be like that. We haven't had yet, and I don't say Cincinnati because Cincinnati is not that doesn't count. Doesn't count. We have never had one of these guys beat up the other one, except for an exhibition. But then also it's an exhibition. How hard are they trying? So yeah, so it would be kind of stunning to finish the year off with a Sincaraz match where one of the guys just beat the crap out of the other one. We haven't had that. Not officially. Not an official match. Yeah, 6 King Slam was a beatdown, but I literally just said not including exhibitions. But that's all right. You know, we're just started. We'll start to, you know, we'll lock in soon. Don't worry. We'll get there. All right, they're warming up the serves, then we're ready to go. US Open did feel the most one-sided, but it wasn't on the scoreboard. Sinner was still competitive. Wimbledon was one-sided? No, it wasn't. Alcaraz was up a set. What do you mean it was one-sided? US Open and Wimbledon were 4-setters. I don't know why the word one-sided means straight sets, 2-2. That's what one-sided means. It doesn't mean the other guy. It means the other guy doesn't have a chance. That's what one-sided. Like Musetti Alcaraz was one-sided. Wimbledon is. Oh my god! Chat. It's the last match of the year. We have to lock in. We have to lock in. Okay. They're going to start in like 2 minutes. The serve is going to be huge. Important for both guys. I'm still stuck on 7-1. What? I know, right? 7-1 since the start of last year. Alcaraz has led this head-to-head. Crazy. All right. 7-2 on hard courts as well to Alcaraz, which again is a little surprising considering that Sinner has been considered the hard court guy over the last couple of years. Seven one's a bit unfair. Sinner had chances and had retirements. Okay, I can see who you're supporting. I get it. All right. So Sinner won the toss, elected to receive. Here we go. Here we go. You got to think Sinner's nervous. Because, you know, some people are going to say, oh, well, you know, Cam, it's a 50-50. 10-5 is not 50-50. 10 wins, 5 losses. Or, sorry, 10 wins... for Sinner, 5 wins, 10 losses against Alcaraz is not one side. That's not 50-50. 50-50 would be 8-8. I'd accept 9 versus 8. 10-5 is not close. And 7-1 since the start of last year is not close. Not close. Alcaraz has the mental edge. The psychological advantage goes to Alcaraz. Sinner's got to be nervous. Because this is the guy that doesn't matter if it's on a hard court, a clay court, a grass court. Actually, it matters on grass. Doesn't matter, though, on the other surfaces, Alcaraz finds a way to win against Sinner. He just knows how to beat Sinner when nobody else does. Head-to-head's irrelevant. If you're a Sinner fan, I understand. And I know you are a Sinner fan because you come in here and you shit on Alcaraz for no reason. All right. And that's not really a Sinner fan. That's just a hater. Who you got, Chad? I've got Alcaraz in 3. Because, why not? As a return goes net by Sinner and it's 15 love. You should definitely commentate the Ashes. Yeah, I'm not doing cricket. As of tomorrow, I'm on holiday and I'm not doing nothing. And I'm definitely not doing commentary for cricket. Sorry. No, I'm not doing that. No chance. It's been a long year. I need time to just chill. All right, return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Now Alcaraz puts it wide, 15-all. 15-all. Bad miss by Alcaraz there. As he serves in the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Alcaraz. Into the slice of Sinner, but Sinner hits it wide. And it's 30-15. Now, chat, I'm trying to think. Besides maybe Shelton, has anybody been aggressive against Sinner this week? And, well, definitely not successful. We know that. But, like, has anybody played an aggressive game against Sinner this week? Because this is obviously going to be the most aggressive guy he's played because Alcaraz is going to try and hit winners from every shot, right? FAA, did you watch that match? 30-15. Maybe the first set, but he was injured after that, so I don't know about that. Sinner hits a wire, 40-15. But has anybody... So maybe this is probably a better... When was the last time that Sinner had to play somebody that was going to like suffocate him with pressure? Because I don't think anyone this week has done that. Shelton on the serve did, but in the ground strokes, Shelton wasn't Sinner. It wasn't Alcaraz, right? When was the last time Sinner's had somebody just relentlessly pressure him on the ground strokes? As Alcaraz holds 1-love. Because Zverev didn't. Even though he served well, Zverev, in the rallies, Sinner wasn't getting, pushed around and bullied. Demonor didn't bully him. Shelton on serve did a little bit. FAA first set, but then he got injured, so not really. Paris, nobody really bullied Sinner. Vienna, the final against Zverev, but I don't think he wasn't being bullied. So it's been a while. By the way, Sinner hasn't lost a set since that Zverev match. I mean, there's not many players that can do it, right? I mean, this is the only guy that can do this. Griekspoor in Shanghai, yeah, but I don't know about that. Because Sinner was compromised. So it's hard to go, well, was it because of the pressure of Griekspoor or was it because Sinner was cramping? As we return now into the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Alcaraz. The backhand of Sinner is Alcaraz forehand. To the forehand of Sinner is Alcaraz forehand again. Into the net. 15-love. And I think another word that we're going to use as well is what Alcaraz does to Sinner is he rushes him, right? So Sinner we've seen this week, he's been able to dictate points. He hasn't been rushed into hitting shots and trying to panicked into hitting winners, right? Whereas Alcaraz is going to, off the return, is going to make Sinner run. He's going to make Sinner try and hit winners. He's going to, pressure Sinner from the start. There's going to be no breathing room. Suffocating, right? I don't think anybody else has been able to do that because Sinner, this whole week, Sinner's just had, for the most part, has had control of the rally. Besides some errors here and there and maybe some good serving by his opponents. But Alcaraz is going to take over these rallies and even now, even though he's hitting errors in the net, Alcaraz, he's controlling these points. 30-love. Yeah, Dimitrov back in Wimbledon was definitely in control of the rallies. That was probably, besides Alcaraz, that's probably the only other guy that's done it in recent times. $30-love. I'll do a let from Sinner. And Alcaraz has not played anyone as aggressive as Sinner. Maybe. A7T, Sinner 40-love. I think that Alcaraz has played. I think playing against Fritz and the way that Fritz match went, that Fritz match was going, I think that's probably closer for Alcaraz to play someone who is kind of like Sinner, at least like a good warm-up for Sinner, to Sinner. I don't think Sinner's had a warm-up for Alcaraz. He holds anyway, 1-1. You know what I mean? Like, Fritz is not Jannik Sinner, but he's a good preparation for Sinner. Like, you're going to get a lot. Fritz is going to do a lot of the things. Like, he played very aggressive, Fritz. He served very big, right? Sinner's going to do those things. So Alcaraz got to play that. Sinner hasn't got to play a guy who's like going to go all out and aggressive. He hasn't played an aggressive guy this week, like ultra aggressive. But also, the guy that I mentioned just almost beat Alcaraz. So, I mean, maybe it's not a good thing that Alcaraz played someone like Sinner and nearly lost. All right, 1-0. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand, down the line. Alcaraz the forehand. As Sinner backhand goes wide. 15-love. By the way, Fanini and Panetta in the house. Probably a lot of Italians in the house for this one. $15-love. Serve again. Into the forehand of Sinner. Backhand from Alcaraz. The forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. To the backhand of Sinner. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner forehand cross court. Alcaraz gets on the stretch and hits a passing shot winner. $30-love. Chat, this is you know what? This is what I've been craving all week. ATP Finals, best against the best. We haven't seen two guys playing amazing. Again, I mean, Fritz versus Alcaraz was about as close as it got to but then Alcaraz wasn't playing as well as he could have. But today, we're finally going to get the best quality, hopefully quality, for the whole match. And these guys are going to force each other to hit ridiculous highlights. The best shots of the week are happening today. As the backhand return goes out, it's 40-love. 40-love. $40-love. Alcaraz to take the lead again. And the return goes to the net by Sinner. All right, 2-1. Alcaraz holds. All right, 2-1. All right, how you doing, chat? What's going on? What is going on? I love a nice competitive match. Oh, here we go. This is going to be iconic like the Cincy final of 2023. That'd be awesome. I can't remember the last time we had it. I mean, maybe early, maybe 2020 was the last time we had an epic final to the finals. I don't think the last couple of years we've had, I can't remember it, so it must have been dull. The finals of the ATP Finals recently haven't been noteworthy. Yeah, 2020, when we had Team versus Medvedev. 4-6, 7-6, 6-4. And then since then, it's been straight sets. Zverev beat Medvedev straight sets. Djokovic beat Ruud. Djokovic beat Sinner. Sinner beat Fritz. All straight sets, all straightforward. 2019 and 2020, epic finales. 2020, both involving Dominic Thiem. Go figure. Dominic Thiem was a beast. He deserved one of those titles. Also, 2017, we had a good final as well, but that was against guys that were lower ranked, so maybe that's why. And then 2011, Federer-Songa was a three-setter as well. So we haven't had too many grand finales to the ATP Finals in the last sort of 10, 15 years. Not too many epics. So let's hope that this is an epic, because it'd be disappointing if it wasn't. 2-1. Backhand return goes back into Sinner. Alcaraz forehand into the net. 15-love. 15-love. All right, serve again. 10 minutes in this one. And then an ace down the tee. Sinner serve obviously going to be a huge part of his success. By the way, chat, we're almost at 400 likes as well. Thank you for that. Surely we can get to 1,000 likes by the end of this match. Serve again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand Sinner to the forehand of Alcaraz. A Sinner forehand goes wide. And it's 30-15. 30-15. Serve again. As the return goes to the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. Into the forehand of Sinner. And Sinner hits it out. 30-all. 30-all. All right, 30-all. First trouble. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Sinner. Alcaraz backhand on the stretch. Sinner with a backhand cross court. Alcaraz with a slice. Sinner forehand again. Alcaraz just defending. As Sinner forehand again to the Alcaraz backhand. Now Sinner with a forehand again. The backhand of Alcaraz. It goes down the line. Now Sinner in trouble. Hits a forehand to the forehand of Alcaraz. Again the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand on the stretch. Goes wide off the tape. 40-30. Sinner hangs on. Sinner was in control at that point, but he just couldn't get it past Alcaraz. And then Alcaraz got a little unlucky. Off the tape. 40-30. The first extended rally, it feels like as well. All right, serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Yeah, can we get the guy putting the scores in the chat out of here? Double fault. Deuce. Yeah, don't put scores in the chat, please. That's what we got the scoreboard for. You don't need to do that. All right, deuce. Double fault, Sinner. All right, back to Sinner. Something happened in the crowd? People whistling in the crowd. I think something might have been going on in the crowd. Because people like whistling and like yelling. We've had a couple of emergencies, unfortunately, this week in the tournament, in the crowd. Stop mumbling so much. Turn up your speakers. Looks like something in the crowd. Move the finals to another city next year. That ain't going to happen because they're in Italy forever. Did you see Alcaraz met Sia Khaleesi in Turin? I don't know who that is. Who is that? Is that a singer or someone? Why so many medicals at the tournament indoors? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Not sure why there's been so many things happening in the crowd. Oh, rugby player. Okay. I didn't know who that was. Captain of the South African rugby team. Nice. So yeah, someone in the crowd is requiring medical treatment. That's what's happening. So we was waiting to see how long the delay is going to be. Oh, chat. Some people. All right. Is a rugby big in Kiwiland? Where's Kiwiland? I'm not from Kiwiland, wherever the hell that is. Some of you are being very strange. I know it's Sunday, but let's start asking some good questions. Where are the good questions at? Alcaraz's momentum ruined? Nah, not yet. I don't think this delay is going to change any momentum. There wasn't much momentum in the first place. Hey, Sahar, thank you for the 16 months. All right. Still the crowd getting some medical attention. Hey, Christine, thank you for the 20 gifted. Appreciate that. We're almost at 1,000 members as well, so thank you for that. Very generous. All right. All right, so 2-1. And this has been the shakiest game so far for either guy. Guga Quirton in the house, is he? That's cool. Is he giving out the trophy? Why do rackets with smaller head sizes generate less topspin and vice versa? I don't know. You can ask a racket expert for that one. Who do you think is going to win? I have money on Sinner. Well, I'm not going to answer your question then because you will get angry at me. Can we have a members only stream to celebrate 1,000 members? Today, not today. Maybe over Christmas we can. Yeah, maybe. Why they stopped? Because somebody in the crowd is getting medical attention. Something in the crowd has happened, unfortunately. We have the year-end awards. Yeah, of course we will. Of course we will. All right, I think this will probably eliminate all the questions. If I can find... All right. Both players are in there talking to the umpire, by the way. Hey, thank you, charging tennis clips for the 50 months. Holy cow, 50 months. That's crazy. It's a long time. And Alcaraz and Sinner just talking to each other at the net. I think because this has happened multiple times, like multiple medical treatments for the crowd this week. I think Sinner's kind of saying, like, up in the top of the stands, it's it's hard to breathe, which is kind of scary. By the way, yeah, they're chilling at the net, just talking to each other. But they were also practicing together today, which is crazy to think. You would never see Nadal Federer practice before a match like this. Like it's crazy to think that. Also, yeah, I think like the altitude in Turin is already like very, very, like it's already thin air anyway, right? Because being high altitude. So yeah, so I think that might be, again, I'm not a doctor and I don't know what everybody has, all the different things that have happened, but a lot of medical attention for the crowd this week. There's been a few times, at least I think like 4 times. This is the 4th one. Hey, Shashank, thank you for the 23 months. Such a good level of mutual respect and friendly rivalry, yeah. Would it be fun to host the ATP Finals somewhere random every year? Yeah, but it would be also very hard logistically to get that figured out. Because look at the WTA Finals. It was a shit show. When they went to Cancun, they went to Texas. Like, doing it like that didn't work for the WTA, so the ATP would never do that. And they also tried to do that back in the 2000s. Like, early 2000s, it was in Sydney, it was in Houston, it was in Shanghai, it was in London. Like, they went to all different places. And it's just too hard to do it last minute. So to lock somewhere in for, like, I think every 3 to 5 years, they should change. 3 years. Every 3 years. 3 years, I think, is enough in one place, or maybe 4. And that way, then we go to somewhere else, you know? That would be that would be my ideal. Mix it up, give opportunities to other places to get these champions to play. Hey, thank you, LA, for the 10 gifted. Did we hit the we did. We got 1,000 members. Thank you for that. Everyone who's gifted memberships over the last couple of weeks. And congratulations to all those who've got members. By the way, if you did get a membership, you can join the Discord. Join the members-only Discord. All right, players are back. I tell you, this delay sucks if you're serving, because now Sinner's got to come out here after a long delay, a deuce, to try and hold. Like, that was at least a 10-minute delay. All right, Sinner serves again. And he serves a fault. Second serve. And there's a backhand return from Alcaraz to the backhand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand to the backhand again of Sinner. To the backhand of Alcaraz off the tape. Sinner with a forehand. Alcaraz backhand on the stretch. Sinner gets it again with a forehand. Alcaraz with the pass. Sinner with a volley winner. Nice hands from Sinner. Advantage. Tough point after a long delay. 11-minute delay. Crazy. Not much you can do if somebody in the crowd's requiring medical attention. That's more important. Somebody needs a doctor. It's more important than tennis. All right, advantage Sinner. Serves an ace. All right. Sinner holds 2-2. 2 all. All right. 2 all. Seven to the 4 to Sinner. 4 from Alcaraz down the line as a winner. 15 love. $15 love. As a bit of fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand. Into the 4 to Sinner. Alcaraz with the backhand. Into the net. 15 all. 15 all. Alcaraz serves again. Serve down the tee, the backhand of Sinner. Into the front of Alcaraz. Sinner with the forehand. Again to the front of Alcaraz. Sinner down the middle of the backhand of Alcaraz.
Looking forward to today. Thanks, Cam. Hugs to Mirra.
Thank you for the $2. All right, 15.30. Alcaraz made the error. 15.30. Now a chance for Sinner to get the first break points of the day. $15.30. Alcaraz serves a fault. Second serve. As the backhand return goes the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Sinner. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand. Into the Alcaraz forehand. That's a good shot. Sinner on the stretch for the pass in the net. 30 all. You set up a Christmas tree very early this year. Yeah, Christmas starts in October, so, there's no rules. You can have a Christmas tree up all year round. I'll tell you what, you can do whatever you want, as long as it's legal. You want to have a Christmas tree up all year? Do it. You want to have Halloween decorations in your house as a theme? Do it. You want to paint your walls black? Do it. As long as unless you're renting and then maybe ask permission. All right, 40-30. Sam.
Sinner wins the gap 500 points. Alcaraz, it's 1,500.
Ooh, that's a big deal. Thank you for the donation. That is a big deal. That's actually very important. We didn't talk about ranking. We were talking about, what it means for both guys. But yeah, ranking wise, that is a big difference. 1,000-point swing is huge. As we return now to the front of Alcaraz in the net, we get the deuce. That is a huge swing. Because 500 points is not that much. 1,500 is like a slam final. Plus. All right, we get the deuce. This is a Halloween-themed Christmas tree, yes. Philippines Christmas starts in September. I gotta live in the Philippines. It sounds like my kind of place. As the return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Sinner. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. The Sinner forehand again to the forehand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. To the backhand of Sinner. As Alcaraz backhand again. Into the backhand of Sinner. Down the line to the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner. Down the middle. Alcaraz backhand into the backhand of Sinner. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Who hits it down the line for a winner. What a shot. Advantage Carlos. To take back the lead. Advantage Sinner. Advantage Sinner. Cam, just be honest. Do you see someone ending year-end number one next year except for Alcaraz? No, I'm going to lie to you. Why are you accusing me of not being honest? Just be honest? What do you mean just be honest? Have I been to Singapore? Yeah, it's just too expensive. Humid, sweaty, it's just expensive. I can't afford Singapore. I'm too poor for Singapore. As we're serving at the backhand of Sinner, Alcaraz forehand, and then Sinner hits a long 3-2. 3-2. Alcaraz holds. Both have struggled, though, the last couple of games. Last two service games, both players have had to battle. All right. How are we doing, chat? Where are we watching from? I haven't asked that this week. Where are we watching from? Yeah, also, like, a lot of people putting scores in the chat. Don't do that. It pisses everyone off, and also you get in trouble. You get banned. So, please don't do that. It's really not productive. Zurich, Miami, India, Canada, Texas, Chicago, Slovakia, New York City, Kenya, St. Louis, Romania, Ukraine, Singapore, Hong Kong, Las Vegas, Ireland, Germany, Dallas, Cape Town, Nigeria, Poland, France, Dubai, Indiana, Glasgow, Cape Town, Bulgaria, Copenhagen, Spain, Mumbai, Syria, Pakistan, Scotland, Botswana, England, Madrid, USA, London, Seattle, Berlin, Bangladesh, Atlanta, Iran, Thailand, Belgium, Sacramento, Kazakhstan, Denver, Minnesota, Korea, Montreal, El Salvador, Toronto, Brazil. All right, 3-2. Sinner with a forehand cross court. Alcaraz with a slice. Sinner comes in with an easy volley. But Alcaraz is going to get it with a lob. And Sinner puts away the smash. Alcaraz could have gone down the line. He went for the lob, but the line was open. He missed an opportunity. Alcaraz, that one. That would have been a crazy shot. 15 love. We've got Lebanon, Senegal, Serbia, Burma, San Francisco, Arizona. All right, 15 love. Sinner serves a fault, second serve. We've got Greece, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, Northern Ireland, Uganda, Kuala Lumpur, Austria, Switzerland. As we're backhand now into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Sinner. Into the back of Alcaraz. The Sinner backhand. Goes long. 15-0. Mozambique, Jamaica, Philippines, Albania, Tennessee, all right, 15-0. Serve again for Sinner. Now wide the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes forehand of Sinner. Back behind Alcaraz, who hits a slice. But it goes long. Good shot, Sinner. 30-15. And Alcaraz is starting to get a little frustrated that he's not able to get in the rallies. He's starting to get a little bit annoyed. By the way, chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes as well. By the way, if you do press the like button, it does turn into a tennis ball. Momentarily, and then it goes to a like. Is it a forehand winner from Sinner, 40-15? So if you click the like button, it like a tennis ball kind of like appears. It's a cool little feature. Shout out to YouTube for making cool shit happen with that little animation. It's cool. All right. 40-15. Sinner to level. Serve out wide as a fault. Second serve. There's a backhand return. It goes in the backhand of Sinner. Forehand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Sinner. As Alcaraz forehand again. Into the forehand of Sinner on the stretch. Alcaraz forehand again. To the forehand of Sinner, who goes down the line. Alcaraz with a slice in the net. Sinner just able to read Alcaraz a little better in that rally. All right. 3-all. 3-all. 37 minutes. We did have a 10-minute delay, though, so. All right, 3-3. Put a mirror behind you so we can sneaky watch it with you. I'm not getting banned. Why don't you go get Tennis TV? You want me to risk this entire channel because you want to watch it in a mirror? Why don't you just get Tennis TV? Save us all the trouble. Risk the channel. Are you serious? Come on now. 15 love. Been doing this for 7 years. You think that today's the day I'm going to blow up the channel? Come on. I'm not in that kind of a mood. 15 love. Tennis TV is expensive. Isn't it like $10 a month? It's not as expensive as other streaming services. I think it's like $10 a month. As Alcaraz serves an ace. 30 love. 30 love. But I got no money. Everything's expensive when you got no money. There's a default second serve. $30 love. As a return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand out from Sinner. Alcaraz backhand slice. Sinner backhand again. Into the slice of Alcaraz down the line of the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. Into the backhand of Sinner, who hits a lovely backhand winner. Such a cool backhand from Sinner. Not like just so cold. So cold. He didn't even react. He hit that so easily and he's just like, yep, next point. 30-15. Savage. By the way, to the guy who asked if my parents want me to get a proper job, my parents love me and are proud of me. So I am going to say they no. 30-15. As we just serve again. I'm very grateful that I have supportive parents. As the return goes into the net by Sinner, 40-15. Am I being sarcastic? No. My parents are very supportive and very proud. $40-15. What is my job? I'm unemployed. 40-15. My job's just trying to survive, man. Just trying to live. Just trying to live. Sounds a bit defensive. Bro, you're projecting. Stop projecting. Sounds like somebody... Like, how many times this week has your mum come down the basement and told you to get off a chair and go get a job? You're projecting. 4-3, that's a projection right there. You don't know what you're doing. Oh, you think I sound defensive? You're coming in here being like, Mum and Dad keep hounding me to get a job. I'm only 45. Leave me be. I got a job, mate. Come on, clean up those Mountain Dew off your desk. Come on now. Stop watching this guy on YouTube. Get out of here. It smells. You need to open a window. Go on now. Hey, Azza. Welcome back. Thank you for the 41 months. Guga Quirton is in the house, by the way. Gustavo Quirton, 3-time Grand Slam champion. He is in the house. And they put the bright lights on him too. And he's getting some round of applause. Big smile. He stands up and waves. Ah. He looks like almost embarrassed. He's like, thank you everybody for pointing me out. Poor Guga. Leave the man alone. Let him watch tennis in peace. What a legend. Great one-handed backhand as well. The last Brazilian great champion too. All right. After this, what are you showing next, or are you off until July? We'll watch some Davis Cup next week, and then we'll pop up sporadically. You know, we'll watch a little bit of this and a little bit of that, depending on what's happening. But for the most part, I'm going to be doing nothing because I'm going to be relaxing and resting because I've been streaming. I think this year I've streamed more than I ever have before. I've been live. How many streams have we done this year, I reckon? I reckon we've done probably about 800 matches this year. And that's not including all the other content that I have to edit and do all the stuff for. Yeah, we watched over 800 matches this year. So I'm gonna do nothing, which is hard for me to do, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and do nothing. I'm gonna use the off season to actually get some rest and recharge for next year. 30 love. 30 love. Serve again. Why did I think that you're an architect? Because I am. 30 love. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net. 40 love. 40 love. Hey, Laura. I'm glad that we could get the streams to get you through some stuff. That's what we're here for. We're here to forget about the madness of the world and talk about a game and have a laugh. That's what we're here for. This is what sports are, chat. It's just about hanging out with a bunch of like-minded people talking shit about a game. That's the fun of it. 40-15. And just escape for a couple hours. Get away from it all, you know? Whatever that is. 40-15. Sinner with a lovely winner, and it's 4-all. 4-4. That's so mean, whoever telling you what you would want to do with your life. It's the internet. It's the internet. People don't have feelings. As we're at a 4-4 rally, now back over Sinner to the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with a forehand into the net. 15 love. People don't think what they're saying. Thanks for being passionate about what you love to do. Bring joy to me who appreciates this. Hey, no worries, Nits. Hey, I talk about tennis all the time. I do. Literally all the time. Love this sport. As with a backhand rally. Now Sinner with a forehand into the backhand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz in the net. 15-all. 15-all. When did I start this channel? 2018. End of 2018. All right, 15-all. Then an ace from Alcaraz. 30-15. And by the way, if you are just joining the channel for the first time this season, this year, you've joined at a very good time. Because next year, I got a feeling next year might be our biggest year yet. I'm excited. Next year is going to be it's going to be interesting next year. Gonna take things up a notch. 30-15. As Alcaraz serves in the back of the Sinner, return into the forehand of Alcaraz. The forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz can't get that one. 30-all. Sinner looking for this break. Beautiful winner down the line. 30-all. 30-all. All right, 30-all. Alcaraz serves again. Serving to the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand cross-court winner. All right, 40-30. I'm going to show you what he just did because that was ridiculous. All right, 40-30. Alcaraz to take the lead. Please don't put scores in the chat. As Alcaraz serves a fault. Yeah, Mods, we got to start cleaning up the... I know Deb's doing a great job. We just need to... People are just doing it recklessly. Serving the backhand to Sinner, forehand out from Alcaraz. Sinner with the backhand again to the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits a winner down the line. Alcaraz 5-4. So this is what going back behind someone means, right? So this is what Alcaraz just did and what that last point at 30-all was so incredible. So he serves out wide, right? Serves out wide. Sinner goes out and hits his forehand, right? So this is Alcaraz down here. This is Sinner. And then what Sinner does, because Sinner goes, well, Alcaraz is going to hit it here, so I better run. So Sinner starts running full on this way. And then what Alcaraz does is he hits it straight back behind and pretty much the exact same place where he served it. So while Sinner's sprinting to cover this side, Alcaraz goes, no, I'm going to hit a forehand here because Sinner's return went straight to Alcaraz's forehand. He just rips it cross court. So that's what going back behind someone is. Alcaraz got a trainer out on court, by the way. So that's what made that, especially at 30-all. So serve out wide, and then the forehand back towards where Sinner was running from is going back behind someone. You can do it on the backhand side. You can do it on a lot of shots. Alcaraz got the trainer out, though. Looks like he might have a leg issue. Trainer's just going to... Doesn't look like it's anything serious, but might be a calf issue. No, he is getting treatment, so that was a very quick assessment. It looks like, it's actually back of the hamstring on the right leg. So yeah, back of the hamstring. Medical timeout official for Alcaraz. Interesting. He has played more tennis than Sinner this week. Not much more though. But maybe it was one of the lunging. So he went lunging forehand. Yeah, he went lunging out wide for a forehand. And he just kind of maybe overextended and then just kind of banged his leg, like just kind of tapped his leg. So maybe just a bit of a tweak. I don't think it's anything super serious, but it seems like a little bit of a discomfort. But yeah, he went out wide for a forehand. He sort of was lunging out wide, and it looks like the hamstring might have just taken a little bit of a pull. All right. How are we doing, chap? How are we doing? Give me a rating out of 10, chat, for this match. How are you liking the match? How are you liking this match so far? Give me a rating out of 10 for this match. How you rating this match so far? A 7? All right, 8, 7 to 8, 7.5, a 9, 8, 10, 10, okay, 6, 7, 8, 7, okay, 8.5, 7.5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 8, 6, 7. I'm not going to pretend like I'm 18. 9. A lot of people go 9. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's more of a probably more. I don't think it's gotten quite to a 9 yet. I think it's more of a probably more like probably a 7 to 8. It hasn't. It's like we've had some good shots, but it hasn't been crazy yet. I'd probably say like maybe a 7.7 for me. 7.7. 6.7. It's like London, Tokyo traffic keeps stopping. 9 in anticipation. Okay. Why are you not answering my question, Cam? Oh my God. Have I missed your question? Just you? Oh man. God, I can't believe I've missed your question. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Oh, spammer. If it wasn't Alcaraz, we'd be saying it's a mid-match. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if it was anyone else, we'd be like, this is all right. That's not as good as they can play, though. They can be better than this. They can play better than this. We haven't had a break yet, so there hasn't really been any. Well, maybe now there's going to be some tension, but let's see. All right, Alcaraz is back. No strapping on the leg, just a little bit of treatment on the hamstring. Let's hopefully it's nothing serious. Sinner serving to stay in the set, and he hits a forehand winner. 15 love. Oh, good, Deb. 15 love. Because if I put this at a 10, that means it's not going to get any better. This is the best it could get. I think it could get way better. Like, it's not as good as it could be. It could be better. By the end of this match, it could be a 10. I mean, championship points saved, all that kind of stuff could still happen, 30 love. Serve again. Out wide is too strong. 40 love. 40 love. Sinner to level this first set again. First serve is a fault, second serve. As the backhand from Sinner goes to forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner forehand again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner forehand slice. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with the backhand on the stretch. Alcaraz wins the point. Sinner overhits it, 40-15. 40-15. Is it first to 2 or 3 sets? 2 sets. It's only best of 3. So you got to win 2 sets. I wish it was best of 5. That would be so great. And that we should chat. Should we do one of those petitions that nobody takes seriously, but do it anyway? I think we could. We should do next year. We should do a change.org ATP Finals 10,000 signatures to try and get them to change to 5 sets. We should do that for fun. 5-set ATP Finals final. Let's see if we can get 10,000 signatures or something. How do you sign those? How do you do those things? 40-30. What other site do you have to use? Is it Change or is it something else? We'll do one of those things that, like, I don't think, have they ever changed anything from that site? I hope they have. I'm sure there's meaningful causes on there. But we should petition for 5-set finales in the ATP Finals and the WTA Finals, but maybe we'll do 2 different ones. We'll start with the ATP. And then we'll send it to somebody who cares. 40-30. 40-30. We'll send it to the junk email box of somebody that makes choices. The spam email box or something. All right, Sinner's 5-0. Hey, Theo, thank you for the 6 months as a Tier 3 legendary member. Appreciate that. Thanks for sticking around. I would sign it. One in the chat if you'd sign it. One in the chat if you would sign a petition for a 5-set ATP Finals final. And if you don't put a 1 in the chat and you put a 2, just don't put a 2. Just don't say anything. Just put 1 or nothing. Actually, a lot of people are not putting 2s. That's cool. A lot of people saying 1. Oh, nice. All right, so it seems like and then all the people, as soon as I say that, people are like, 2, 2. I'm going to put a 5. We get it. You can count. You just don't listen, though. But you can count. I'm proud of you. Anyway, 15 love. Is it a 400 rally? Alcaraz with the volley. Sinner with a lob. It's too high. 30 love. Goes out. 30 love. I think a 5-set final would just show how it would just make this final match more important than any other match outside of a slam. You know, like, I think it would elevate the ATP Finals as something that's more important than other tournaments, you know? It used to be 5 sets, and I feel like that had a bit more of a... It had more meaning, I think. This guy spamming is going nuts. We get it. You're in favor of it. I love it. Backhand slice in the forehand of Alcaraz. 4 now from Sinner. In the net. 40 love. 40 love. That's good. I'm pleasantly surprised how many people also won a 5-set final. 40 love. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Bad idea unless you want to see a lot of injuries. I do. I want to see a lot of injuries. By the end of this match, I want both guys to be... No, I don't. Yeah, a lot of injuries if this match is 5 sets. I mean, if this match was 5 sets, can you imagine how Taylor Fritz would be feeling right now? The dude would be just cramping sitting watching this. You know what I mean? Like poor Musetti, right? If this match was 5 sets, poor Musetti. He's going to be sitting there going, whew, 5-set finals. Jeez. Anyway, 6-5. Yeah, a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries. Poor guys. Draper gets re-injured because this match goes to 5, you know? By the way, best of 5 doesn't mean 5 sets. It just means it has potential. It could be a 3-set match. All right. 6-5. 1 hour played. We had a bit of delay, so that's why it's a little bit, maybe feeling a little bit longer. We had a crowd delay, and also Alcaraz had a medical timeout. But let's see. Can Sinner get to this first set tiebreak? How much money does a winner get? $5 million. Pardon me, because both these guys are undefeated. So you get $5 million for an undefeated run. $5 million. Yeah, Davis Cup's next week. And the runner-up, I don't know. Probably like $2 million. I don't know. Why'd they change the 3 sets? I think it's just everything went to 3 sets. Because they used to have the Indian Wells, Miami, Rome. They all used to be 5 sets finals too. And I think once, like in 2007, I think all the finals went back to 2. Maybe it was everything except for the ATP Finals went back to best of 3. But I think the final match of the year needs to be a grand finale. We need a 5-set final. It's the only match of the day. It's the only match. I mean, Alcaraz is playing next week, but Sinner's not. He's got weeks to recover from this potential 5-setter. I mean, there's guys that are playing. I mean, these guys played the 5-set final at the French Open. They both played a week later on the grass, and then they both played Wimbledon 3 weeks later and got to the final. So to say, okay, it's the end of the year, but also like a 5-set final shouldn't devastate these guys for years, right? It shouldn't be like, oh, well, now they've got to get 6 months to recover. No. They used to have 5-set finals back in the day, and those guys are fitter than these guys? Maybe. 15 love. 5-set final. I think like 99% of people said yes. We just gotta make it official, Chad. We got to start a petition and see if we can start. If fans actually have a voice, because I feel like fans don't have a voice in tennis. We're just kind of screaming into the void. But if we can get a petition to make the ATP Finals final 5 sets again and show that this is what the fans want, right? This is what we want, the fans. We are the fans. We can get like a lot of people together and put like a whole, like get us like 10,000 signatures. Maybe that can like start it going. Maybe we can start something, Chad. We can start that the change, that we want. We watch this sport. We want this. I don't care what the players want. We want. This is what we want. We're the fans. We watch this thing. We deserve to have a say. They're giving us 2-week Masters, 2-week 1,000. We don't want that. They're giving those out anyway, and we don't want those. We got to start a revolution. Fans need to start. We need to start yelling. Without us, there is no sport. Well, they could play tennis, but then nobody would watch. We're not there, Good serve. Alcaraz sits it out. 30-15. We got to start. This is our sport. We make the sport. We deserve a seat at the table. We have a voice. We have a voice. 5-set finals. First serve's a fault. At least give us that. 30-15. Backhand return into the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Alcaraz cross court. That's a great shot. 30-all. Alcaraz a chance to take this set. Or to get a chance to take the set. That makes sense, right? Don't think about it too hard. It's all right. All right. 30-all. Sinner's been clutch all week. Remember, Sinner hasn't been broken all week. He has not been broken all week. He has faced break points, but he hasn't been broken. Serve. Ace out wide. That's why he hasn't been broken. Clutch serve again. 40-30. Sinner to take us to the tiebreak. 40-30. As a default second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Sinner, Alcaraz with the drop shot. I think that's the first one he's done, and it was perfect. Perfect drop shot by Alcaraz. Perfect. Deuce. That's how you hit a drop shot. Disguise, placement, pushing his opponent back before going for the drop shot. So preparation or setup, perfect. Has anybody had a better drop shot consistently than Alcaraz in the history of the game? I don't know. Probably, but I just don't know. All right, Deuce. By the way, we're almost at 1,000 likes as well. Sinner served the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. Into the backhand of Sinner with a pass. Alcaraz with a drop volley. Sinner gets this one, and then Alcaraz volleys it past him anyway. Set point Alcaraz to steal the set. Advantage Carlos. Sinner got there, and that was a good pickup, but Alcaraz was ready. He was ready. Cam, have you ever thought of starting a Tennis Fans United movement where fans can come together and propose suggestions to bring to the ATP and WTA? That's kind of what we are. We're like an official tennis fan. We are like unofficially that. We just don't have anywhere to take it to. But maybe that'll change next year when we can start putting some petitions together. We are the voice of the fans. Tennis Talk is the community behind. We are the fans. Anyways, set point. That goes out by Alcaraz on the backhand. Return, and we're back to Deuce. We are the fans. All right, Deuce. Set point saved. Five-minute game here for Sinner. He serves again. Serve to the backhand of Alcaraz. Return. Into the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. No, he can't get it. Sinner too quick. That ball hit the ground and just flew into the side. That was crazy. That ball was hit so flat. Advantage Sinner. That ball was hit so flat. Whoa, that was a rocket. That was a missile. Like you could see like how flat he hit that, and then you could see when it hit the ground, it just like it stayed low and just went like through. That was crazy. What a shot. Advantage Sinner. That was a rocket. And then a great serve. All right. We're going to the shootout to start this final. And the crowd love it. All right. Who's winning the tiebreak, chat? Give me some predictions. Also, chat, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Who's winning this tiebreak? Alcaraz just had a set point. And the crowd's going wild. 7-3 Alcaraz, 7-4 Alcaraz, 7-3 Alcaraz. All right, Alcaraz clutch, 7-5 Jannik. Sinner. Alcaraz, Carlos. 10-8 Sinner. 7-3 Sinner. All right, very split. All right, here we go. Serve. Let me know, chat, when we get to 1,000 likes. If we get to 1,000 likes. All right. Serve. Into the back of Sinner. Return to the front of Alcaraz. Sinner, backhand. Cross court in the net. It's 1-love Alcaraz. 1-0. Also, chat, we're trying to get to 275k. I don't think we'll get there by the end of the year, but we might. We're only 600 away, so don't forget to subscribe. If you are into tennis, it's exactly where you want to be. You found the place. If nobody else in your life watches tennis and you're like, I want to talk about tennis with somebody, we are here. I'm live on average, probably like 6 hours a day this year. On average. Not every day, but on average. We're always live all the time. So if you want to talk about tennis, you're in the right place. 400 rally. Literally called Tennis Talk. 400 rally. Down the line now, down the middle now, to the forehand of Sinner, and Sinner swats that away. 1-all. Alcaraz just a little too defensive. Bit of I think he might have maybe mishit the forehand as well, but Sinner put it away. Hey, we got to 1,000 likes. Thank you for that. I think it might be the first stream of the week that we got to 1,000. All right, 1-1. All right, 1-1. Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Serve in the backhand. Alcaraz goes wide on the return. 2-1 Sinner. 2-1 Sinner. All right, 2-1 Sinner. Serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Sinner. Return goes in front of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand. As Alcaraz with a drop shot. That wasn't as good. Sinner gets with a slice backhand in the net. Oh, man. That was a horrible set of shots. Probably the two worst shots these guys have hit all day. That was, by Alcaraz's standard, shocking. But then Sinner had the whole court and he hit it in the net. Lucky by Alcaraz off a shocking drop shot. Like, he gave that drop shot too much height. Sinner got there with too much time and then just sliced it in the net. Yuck. Anyways, 2-0. Worst point of the day. Serve. Into the corner, Sinner. Back into Alcaraz. Goes back behind Sinner, but it's wide. He just pushed it wide, Alcaraz. And it's 3-2. Sinner with a mini break. All right, 3-2. Mini break to Sinner. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. As the return goes back and Sinner, backhand from Alcaraz. To the backhand of Sinner as Alcaraz backhand goes wide. All right, 4-2 Sinner. They change ends. 4-2 Sinner. By the way, Ludia, Ladia, thank you for the becoming a member. Appreciate that. Okay, 4-2. 4-2. Sinner with the mini break. Ah, 4-2. Sinner serves again. Sinner gets a forehand into the front of Alcaraz. Sinner with a drop shot. Goes wide. We're back on serve 4-3. Poor drop shot. Not a bad idea by Sinner. That was, probably would have been effective enough. Alcaraz was a long way away. But, I don't know. That was... he tried to cut that really fine. It had to be that good, but I mean, that was a very risky shot for Sinner to hit. He still leads 0-4-3. As with a forehand now from Alcaraz, the backhand of Sinner. Alcaraz backhand to the backhand of Sinner. Down the middle of the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with a forehand on the stretch. Alcaraz goes in with a drop shot. Sinner's going to get there with a lob. Alcaraz runs back. He hits a lob, but Sinner with a smash. Too good. Great running by Sinner. Good hustle. 5-3. 5-3. Okay. Five-three. Great lob by Sinner on the run. All right, mini break to Sinner again. Has a bit of serve now the back end of Sinner. Sinner is out 5-4. All right, 5-4 Sinner. All right. Sinner serving for the set. And he serves a fault second serve. All right, second serve. As the backhand goes in from Alcaraz, the backhand to Sinner, backhand to Alcaraz, the forehand to Sinner. As Alcaraz forehand down the middle. Sinner backhand inside out. Great shot. Alcaraz slides it back. Sinner backhand cross court. Alcaraz gets there. As Sinner backhand again to the backhand of Alcaraz, who goes in line the forehand to Sinner. Alcaraz forehand again. Sinner with a pass. Alcaraz the volley. Sinner with a forehand lob. It's too good. Sinner is out. Alcarazing Alcaraz. 6-4 Sinner. These lobs and drop shots. He missed one of them, but he's lobbing Alcaraz like he does that all the time. Set point, Sinner. 6-4. Wow. He is out playing Alcaraz at his own game. Toying with Alcaraz. 6-4. Two great lobs by Sinner. Great pickups. Now he's got set point to take the first set. Sinner serves. Into the forward of Alcaraz. Return goes out. Sinner takes the first set. And he saved a set point before the tiebreak to do it. Jannik Sinner. First set in the bag. An hour and 20 minutes. Ooh, okay. Man. Sinner was just clutch in that tiebreak and clutch to get into the tiebreak. Trainer's back out for Alcaraz. Working on the leg again. All right. He's getting the leg taped up now, Alcaraz. The hamstring taped. There it is. Sinner with the first set. 7-6. Okay. All right, 13 winners, 10 errors by Alcaraz, 17 winners and 16 errors by Sinner. Sinner's backhand, 10 errors, so you just got to clean up the backhand, but it doesn't matter. He won the set. That's all that really matters at the moment. All right. All right. First set in the bag. Alcaraz, I think... Oh, no, Sinner's serving first in the second. Okay. Here we go. To be honest, Alcaraz is looking better. Jannik, just a robot. I don't care if he took the set. Yeah, okay, so you just like the way that Alcaraz plays more than Sinner. Doesn't mean, anything. That's just your opinion, man. What's your rating of this match at the moment? It's getting close to probably a low 8, like an 8.1. I don't think it's been the best quality match, but it feels kind of like the Olympic final, right? It's close. It's intense. It hasn't been like, yeah, they've played some great rallies, but it hasn't been like the best Sincaraz match yet. But the scoreline in that first set, I mean, all we need is Alcaraz to make it to a third, and then it will be probably up into the nines. For the score, even if the quality of it isn't as good as some of their previous matches, but the tension, it's intense. And I mean, Sinner saving set point and then winning the set, that's huge, right? That's huge. 6-7 or whatever. Anyways, love 15. Alcaraz does have his leg strapped up now. He did get a medical treatment just before, when was it, like 5-4 in the first set, and then he just got tape on the leg. So it is his leg is bothering him, but I wouldn't say that's why he's losing. I don't think that's accurate. I think it's just bothering him, you know. It's just an inconvenience. 15-0, but it's not the reason why he lost the tiebreak. 15-0. He's got a fault second serve. Sinner double faults. All right. 15-30. Remember, Sinner hasn't been broken in years. Weeks, match. Actually, just all week. Just this week. 15-30. Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Double fault. Oh, is that back to back? 15-40. Break points for Alcaraz. 15-40. Alcaraz to break Sinner. 15-40. Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes in the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand to the backhand of Sinner. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner really going all out here. Has got a forehand rally. Sinner goes cross court and wide. Why was Sinner playing so aggressive? Like recklessly aggressive on that break point. Strange by Sinner. That was a strange game. And he breaks. First time Sinner's been broken for the tournament. Weird game. 2 double faults and then that he was almost hitting it out of anger. Some of those shots. It's weird. By the way, chat, I will mention this. And it has to be mentioned because it has to be, this is my job. Remember the matches where Sinner has been pushed to a long match. That first set was nearly an hour and a half, right? Hour, 20 minutes. We have seen Sinner physically struggle once the match gets physical, right? To a long, we saw it with Zverev in Vienna, right? I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but we just have to keep that in mind. That at an hour and 30 minutes for one set, if this goes the distance, we might be going 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And we got to talk about Sinner physically, right? Because there have been times where, in 3-set matches, he has struggled physically. Will that happen? I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. Love 15. I'm no fortune teller. I'm no magician. But just something we got to keep in mind. And if it happens, but if it doesn't happen, who cares? But just something to think about, right? Very physical first set. Love 15. Alcaraz serves again. 7 to the forehand of Sinner. Return to the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz puts it away. 15-0. All right. 15-0. As the return gets the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz hits a winner. Ooh, that was close. That hit the line. Sinner's looking, going, really? Yeah. Oh, jeez. God, that was close. Hawkeye says, yeah, I'll give Alcaraz that one. 30-15. Where to send the postcards? PO box is there. All right. Winner down the line from Alcaraz. What a rocket. 40-15. 40-15. Alcaraz to go to 2-love. The biggest lead of the match for either guy. 2-0. If he can hold. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Either back in the center, back into Alcaraz. Goes long. And it's 40-30. $40-30. $40-30. Serve out wide, the back in a center. Alcaraz with a volley. Oh! Did that go in? He must have hit that in. 2-love Alcaraz. That was a horrible drop volley. How did that go? Did that go in? I don't think he meant to hit it that close to the... Like, that was not a good drop volley. I mean, it was, but it was also like, it wasn't very well hit. Barely went in. Yeah, what was that shot? He kind of just like very casually hit it cross court. It was in, and it was good enough, but that wasn't pretty. That could have ended really badly. Anyways, 2-love. Alcaraz leads the second. Sinner hits with great serve. 15-love. $15-love. Sinner serves again. Serving the back of Alcaraz. Backing up from Sinner down the line off the tape. Goes in the front of Alcaraz. Sinner slice in the net. 15-all. 15-all. By the way, chat, I'm already seeing people getting upset by people getting upset by people about the word excuse is such an overused word. So Alcaraz has got a leg problem. It's not affecting his tennis yet, but it's definitely happened. Like there was something wrong with his leg. It didn't cause him to lose the first set though, but it's just something that is happening. So you can cry about it, call it an excuse, whatever you want, but it's just it's a fact. Like he got a medical timeout and he got his leg strapped. Like that's happened. It's the thing that's happened. Sinner won the first set without that problem. Alcaraz didn't lose because of it, but it's also something that's happened. So like, it's a fact that's happening. And he tried to run for that Alcaraz and he pulls up real short. That's great drop shot by Sinner. 40-15. So just because people are saying, Alcaraz fans are making excuses. No. He does have a leg strapping on his leg, and he did have a medical timeout for it. It's something bothering him, but he didn't lose the first set because of it. Sinner won the first set. Just, the second most overused word in tennis, excuse. First one's overrated, second one's excuse. Third one's probably choke. Actually, no, choke's probably second, right? Everyone says choke, choke. Oh, yeah. Maybe the other guy won. But whatever. 2-1, by the way. Sinner holds. Choke. Weak era. Excuses. Overrated, overhyped. Just all very negative words. All right. Trigger words, yeah. Just really like crazy words. Do I play chess? No. Sinner's due to win this one, okay. All right. There's people in the stands that are on camera. They're all waving. Carlos serve last night has lost. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I don't get it. Explain. All right. Hello. All right. 2-1. 2-1. Alcaraz with the break in the second. Back to Alcaraz. As a return goes the forehand of Alcaraz. And Alcaraz, oh, he overhits it. Okay. Love 15. Love 15. As we're going to return nowhere because next 15 hole. 15 hole. All. As he serves again out wide. 30-15. Serve again. Into the forehand of Sinner. Sinner overhits it. 40-15. What happened to Swiatek? I think she won, right? I think she won pretty easily. By the way, chat, if you haven't signed up yet, it's your last day to go into a sweepstake draw to win prizes. Free sign up. Click the link. Sign up. If you've been doing it all week, here's your daily reminder to go, collect your collectible or claim your collectible for today. Alcaraz with an A17 is 3-1. But thank you. By the way, thank you everybody who has signed up this week. I appreciate that, and hopefully one of us will win something next week. One of us will win a prize, thanks to Trace. There's a lot of good prizes. So hopefully one of us win like one of the signed tennis balls, or maybe one of the I think there's a signed Sinner shirt is the one that I'm like, I want that. That's what I want. I want that. Put that on my wall. Alcaraz, I don't know if there's any. Was there any Alcaraz stuff? I don't know, but there was like Taylor Fritz, player gear. It's a lot of cool prizes. 400 rally. As Alcaraz forehand goes in the net, 15 love. So thank you everybody. I don't understand how it worked. You basically just sign up, and then all you got to do is click who you're going for. There's no prediction. It doesn't, don't have to get it right. Just pick who you're going for, and then hold the button down, or hold down the the tennis ball, I think, and is it like tennis ball icon? Just hold the icon down, and then you collect your. You can collect your claim your collectible, and every day that you've done that, you go into another draw to win another prize. It's all free, so hopefully somebody can win something in this community. 30 love. And I know some of you have already been doing it in previous tournaments, before this tournament. So, and some of you have won prizes. So, there's proof there that it's we could get something. One of us could win something. 30 love. With a serve in the backhand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Sinner. Forehand of Alcaraz. In the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand. Down the line of the backhand of Sinner to the forehand of Alcaraz. Now Alcaraz in the net. 40 love. Sinner to just stay close. $40 love. All right, serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. And there's a double fault, Sinner. All right, 40-15. $40-15. By the way, Fabio Fanini in the house. Do you reckon Panetta's got her headphones in because she's listening to us on the like she's listening to the channel? Hello. Give us a wave. We love you. Congratulations on winning a US Open. Well deserved. All right, 40-15. As we're going to return out by Alcaraz. 3-2. Alcaraz with the break. Sinner holds. 3-2 Alcaraz break. But Sinner won the first set in the tiebreak. All right. How are we doing, chap? How are we rating this match so far now? Has it gone up a notch, or is it still the same as your first rating? Let me know. What do you give this out of 10 now? I'm probably like at an 8.2. I think this match is definitely getting better and better. But what do you guys got? 5? Look, I get it's your opinion, but it can be wrong. That is 5? That's a joke, right? You were joking. You think this match is a 5 out of 10? Crazy. Dutchy, what the hell? Now everyone's saying 5 just to get a reaction. All right, 8, 9, 8, 4. God, what are you talking about? Some of you are just going crazy. 7, 8, 10. All right, 8, 7, 8, 9, 7.8. 10, 8, 7.6, 8.5. 8.8. 7. It's a 9 for real. 7.7. 9. 2.1. That's it. That's not. You're just making a joke, right? 8.9. All right. All right. So about where we were before. All right. 3-2. Alcaraz with the break. 15 love. Great serve. All right. As Alcaraz puts it out, and it's 15 all. As Alcaraz hits a winner, 30-15. 30-15. All right, 30-15. As Alcaraz comes in with a serve and volley, but he missed the volley. 30-all. Big trouble now for Carlos. 30-all. All. As Carlos says a fault. Cam gets sad when Alcaraz loses a point. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm neutral. Shut up. 4-4 rally. Alcaraz hits it out! Oh! I mean, 30-40. 30-40. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. $30-40. First break points of the day for Sinner. 30-40. As a return from Sinner is shanked, goes in to the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with a forehand. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner in control. He hits a drop shot. Alcaraz can't get it. Sinner says sorry because he didn't mean to shank that return. He shanked it. And it went in, and that kind of set him up to win the point. He said sorry, but that drop shot was killer. That drop shot didn't need an apology. 3-all, we're back on serve. All right. Yeah, Sinner, he hit that twice off the racket. Shank. Big shank from Sinner. But the drop shot was too good. That was that was a crazy return. The drop shot was great, though. Even Alcaraz is laughing. He's like, oh, God, yeah, good one. At least Alcaraz saw the funny side in that shot. All right, 3-all. We're back on serve. Serve in the back in the Alcaraz front from Sinner. Oh, it's in the net from Sinner. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. As the return goes in the front of Sinner, front of Alcaraz. In the net, 15-all. $15-all. $15-all. Serve again. It's an ace down the tee. Whoo! 30-15. Beautiful serve by Sinner. 30-15. There's been another fault. Second serve. Second serve. And then the return from Alcaraz. Too good. 30-all. Again, chat, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We will be back for Davis Cup next week to watch Alcaraz. We'll watch him specifically. We might watch a little bit of other players too, but Alcaraz is the man. He's the face of the Davis Cup next week, with the Sinner not being there. So we'll probably watch him. I think he plays on Friday. First serve of the fault. Second serve. Or Thursday. He plays Thursday. Against Czech Republic. Very tough match for Spain. As we get a return now from Alcaraz. Sinner with a slice. Alcaraz comes in with a volley and puts away the winner. 30-40. Alcaraz to get the break again in this second set. All right, 30-40. By the way, chat, if these guys play in the Australian Open final, I can't remember any rivalry where they're played in every big final. I don't think there's been a rivalry in tennis. Maybe Djokovic, Nadal. I can't remember. Did they play in the ATP Finals once? Maybe once, right? But I mean, it's up there with that, obviously, and that's if that's the greatest rivalry of all time. I mean, these two guys playing in every single final, as Alcaraz hits it out and it's deuce, is crazy. I mean, they could play in every single 1,000 final as well. I mean, why stop there? They've already played in the final of Rome. They've already played in the final of Cincinnati. Where else have they played the final of? I can't remember. Is that all? Played Indian Wells semi-finals a couple of times. Deuce. Sinner serves a fault, second serve. Beijing. Yeah, Beijing final. Here, obviously. Semis in Miami. Yeah, semi-Miami in 2023 was still one of the greatest matches they've ever played. And we've got a forehand out of the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand out from Sinner. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Down the line of the backhand of Sinner. Cross-court into the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand. Again to the backhand of Alcaraz. He slices it, though. And Sinner backhand again to the backhand of Alcaraz. Now to the forehand of Sinner. There's Alcaraz. Backhand again. Cross-court. Sinner gets it. Alcaraz back into the line. Sinner's got that with a forehand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with a forehand again. The forehand of Alcaraz down the line. Sinner backhand. Cross-court. Alcaraz gets it. With the backhand to the forehand of Sinner. As Alcaraz forehand on the stretch in the nets. And Sinner points to his ear and goes, "Where's the crowd?" Advantage Sinner. He out-rallies Alcaraz. 24-shot rally. And he just out-rallied Alcaraz. And he points to his ear. I mean, what a reaction by Sinner. That's as crazy as he gets with a celebration. It's this or it's this. And the crowd know that too. They're yelling and screaming. They're going nuts. All right, advantage Sinner to get the lead in the second. Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with a forehand to the forehand of Alcaraz. Oh, cross-court winner by Carlos. Ooh. Ooh. All right, deuce. Even Darren Cahill was like, that's pretty good. Okay, deuce. All right, back to deuce. Back to deuce. And Sinner serves again. Down the tee, the backhand of Alcaraz. Return goes to the net. Advantage Sinner. Advantage Sinner. Take the 4-3 lead in the second. All right, advantage Sinner. Serve. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner forehand in the backhand of Alcaraz down the line. But Alcaraz hit it wide. And Sinner takes the lead. Sinner leads 4-3 in the second. And he's 2 games away from going back-to-back. All right. How we doing, chat? Oh, man. How we going? It seems like Sinner's serve is dropping when he faces Carlos. Well, it doesn't seem to matter right now. Six-3 Sinner, you reckon? Okay. You think he's going to break right now? All right. All right. This guy, what's his name? I've forgotten his name. The Italian singer is back from yesterday. Why was Nadal never won this? Too fast? Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons. Just the surface was too quick. But also, Rafa put so much into the clay court season that by the time it got to the end of the year, like, he wasn't able to play his best, be his best, But the court speed is definitely up there as well. By the way, Chan, looking at the votes here, it says here 51% Alcaraz, 49% Sinner. 3,000 people voted. That's crazy. That it's like 50-50 after 3,000 people voted. That's insane. All right, 4-3 Sinner. As we're backing up from Alcaraz, the backing of Sinner. Sinner in the net, 15 love. Rafa broken by the end of each season, virtually every season, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, he didn't even play some of the ATP Finals either, did he? And also, Djokovic and Federer were better on indoors. I mean, that's definitely a fact too, right? They were just better indoor hardcourt players. The surface was in their favor, for sure. All right, 30 love. $30 love. As the return goes in the front of Alcaraz, down the line to the back of Sinner. Sinner overhits it. 40 love. $40 love. Serve and volley from Alcaraz. Too good. 4-4. 4 all. All right, back to Sinner. Things are getting serious now. 4 games all, final set. By the way, Haliovara and Patton won the doubles title earlier today. They took out the British doubles team in the final. So there you have it. That's who won the doubles. All right, return goes back into Sinner, backing up from Alcaraz. Sinner forehand. Alcaraz volley. Goes wide. 15 love. 15 love. Alcaraz, by the way, getting really pissed off and having a real intense discussion with his team. He's not having as much fun out there as he usually has. 15 love. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. As Alcaraz hits a return in the net, 30 love. $30 love. As a fault. Second serve. Second serve into the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Sinner into the slice of Alcaraz. Sinner forehand. Winner, 40 love. Sinner cruising in this game. 40 love. $40 love. Sinner serves again to take the lead. Serves an ace. All right. Carlos is going to have to serve to stay in the match. Sinner is right there to win back-to-back titles here in Turin. 5-4. All right. By the way, Chad, this could be the last game of the year. Last service game of the season. And then we're done. That's it. Tennis is done. No more. It ceased to exist. At least for a couple of days. But yeah, this could be the final game of the season. The final service game of the ATP year. Kind of sad. But also, like, tennis comes back so quick. We have no off season, so we'll be back in like 3 days. And then the Australian Open will happen in like 2 weeks. It'll feel like 2 weeks. And now I'm not going on holiday. Well, I might. I haven't booked anything, but I might, like last minute, I might go on one. I might just jump on a plane, fly somewhere. Haven't decided yet. I just want to relax, to be honest. I just want to catch up on sleep, clean my house, kind of do nothing. I think doing nothing is underrated. All right. Alcaraz serving to stay in the match to keep the season going for a little bit longer. Or not. 2 hours played, by the way. It's been a long 2 sets. All right, 2 hours. Serve. Into the forehand of Sinner, return. Goes out. 15 love. 15 love. Why do you have a Halloween Christmas tree? Why not? Why not? I mean, check out the Santa. I mean, Santa, he got stuck in the chimney. Poor Santa. Poor Santa. He got stuck in the chimney. All right, 15 love. Brutal, man. I hope Santa gets paid extra. It's a safety hazard. That's a danger job. You get danger money for that, don't you? Being Santa Claus. You should get danger money. It's crazy. It's like window washing or those people that climb up those towers once every 6 months to change a light bulb. You know, those people that like climb up. They made a movie about it. They climb up those like antennas and they change the light bulb once every 6 months. They get paid like 30 grand. You get danger money being Santa. Anyways, that goes out by Alcaraz 15-0. Sinner 3 points away. Three points away. 15-all. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As a return goes to the front of Alcaraz. Sinner with a backhand on the stretch goes in the nets. And it's 30-15. All right, 30-15. Serve in the corner, Sinner, return the net, 40-15. 40-15. By the way, Chuck, can we get to 2,000 likes? Shortly we can get to 2,000. 40-15. We're almost at 2,000, whatever. 400 for Alcaraz to winner. 5-5. Show goes on. Season goes on. We've got 2 more games minimum. All right. Alcaraz holds. 5-5. Cam, you said Carlson 3, lol. Bro, you've been timed out 19 times and didn't even make a prediction, so... Cool. You're a real hero. I'm glad you made a prediction. Actually, no, wait, you didn't make a prediction. Cool. So, like, yeah. All right, 5-5. What's the winner count? I'm not sure because they don't show during the set, but if I see it, I'll let you know. 400 rally. Sinner hits it out, love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Sinner serves again. First serve is a fault. Second serve. To the forehand of Alcaraz. Return goes to the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand. To the forehand of Sinner. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner forehand. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner with the backhand cross court. Alcaraz gets it with the backhand into the forehand of Sinner. Into the back of Alcaraz on the stretch. Sinner wins the point. Alcaraz hit it long. 15-0. I guess people that are commenting here aren't really watching the match. Carlos is actually playing better tennis than Sinner, and he might win this set. Sinner is poor today. I feel like they're pretty level. I don't think either player is really playing much better than the other. I mean, they both had set point in the first set. It could have gone either way. All right, return goes forward to Sinner. Alcaraz backhand. Into the backhand of Sinner. The backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner with the forehand down the line. Alcaraz gets it back. Sinner forehand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Again, the forehand of Sinner on the stretch. Alcaraz goes down the line. Sinner's there with the backhand. Alcaraz with a drop volley, but Sinner's got it. And he puts it away with the backhand. 30-15. Sinner's too quick. 30-15. $30-15. $30-15. Sinner serves again. Sinner serves a fault. Second serve. As a return goes the backhand of Alcaraz, sliced into the net by Carlos. And it's 40-15. 40-15. Sinner to take back the lead. 40-15. Sinner serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the front of Alcaraz. Front from Sinner. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand on the stretch. Alcaraz with the volley. Sinner with a forehand pass. Too good. 6-5. I tell you, Alcaraz coming to the net has not... It feels like he hasn't won that many net points. Like, he's not coming into the net when he wants to. Sinner's like kind of making him come to the net. And then Sinner's passing him with a lob or with the passing shots. Like, Alcaraz is not attacking the net the way he wants to. He's coming to the net reluctantly almost. It's weird. Great play from Sinner, though. All right. Alcaraz going to serve to get to a tiebreak in the second. All right. He's trying to shorten the points. Yeah, maybe Alcaraz is coming in because he doesn't want to play long rallies, but he's coming in on the wrong shots too, maybe. That could also be something, yeah. All right. Again, chat, this could be the final game of the season. The final game of the year. The final service game of the year. And then we don't have tennis for like, I think it's like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. The new season starts in like the 2nd of January, I think. So by that time, Australia would have won the Ashes and everybody hopefully will be refreshed to start fresh. These guys aren't playing until the Australian Open though. So these guys won't play, they're playing an exhibition before Melbourne, but they won't play any tennis officially until the first round of the Australian Open, which is the middle of January. So we won't see these guys play, well, we won't see Sinner play an official match until mid-January, and we won't see Alcaraz until Friday this week. Okay. Alcaraz serves again. To get to this tiebreak, he serves. Fault. Second serve. Second serve. As a return goes forward of Alcaraz. Sinner with a slice. Alcaraz forehand again. And Sinner can't get it. 15 love. 15 love. Serve again. 27 winners for Alcaraz, 25 errors, 24 winners, 24 errors from Sinner. So these guys are neck and neck with winners and errors. It has been that match. There's been a forehand from Alcaraz. Oh, it goes wide. He tried to serve volley, but he just couldn't pick up the ball off the return. 15-0. And he just pushed it wide. 15-0. Serving the forehand Sinner. Sinner shanks it wide. 30-15. 30-15. $30-15. Serve. Into the backhand of Sinner. Forward from Alcaraz. Down the line of the backhand of Sinner is Alcaraz with a forehand. Sinner goes cross court. Alcaraz gets on the stretch with a drop shot. Sinner's going to get there. And then Alcaraz puts up a lob, but Sinner's going to put away the smash. No, he's not. Alcaraz gets it back, but he hits it out. 30-all. Now that point you could tell that Alcaraz, and he hasn't looked like bad, really. Alcaraz, I mean, yeah, he's made some weird decisions, but that point you could tell that Alcaraz was one step slow. Because usually he would have gotten to that backhand lob and hit a two-hander, but he only hit a slice lob. You could tell that that point, he just couldn't get to the ball. All right, 30-all. He needs big serves here, Alcaraz, to stay alive. He serves the fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Sinner. Return to the backhand of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand. Into the backhand of Alcaraz, who goes down the line of the forehand of Sinner. Alcaraz forehand. Into the forehand of Sinner. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz, who goes down the line for a winner. Big forehands by Carlos. 40-30. To get us to the tiebreak. $40-30. As Alcaraz says the fault. Second serve. As the return from Sinner goes down the line for a winner. What a shot. And we get to deuce. He's 2 points away. What a backhand. Perfect second serve return. All right, deuce. As Alcaraz serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Sinner. Backhand of Alcaraz. The forehand of Sinner. As Alcaraz backhand cross court. Sinner with a passing shot. Alcaraz with a volley in the net. Championship point. This might have been... This might be the worst match that Alcaraz has played at the net. And again, yes, his leg might be the reason why he's not getting to the net quick enough. He's not being able to hit the volleys effectively because he doesn't have the stability of the leg, maybe. Only he will be able to tell us. But this has not been a good net performance. He's not been good at the net, Alcaraz, today. Sinner has been great on the passing shots, and Alcaraz just hasn't been able to control the... when he's come to the net, he hasn't looked like he's been... he doesn't look good at the net, Alcaraz, which is crazy because that's one of his many strengths, right? Championship point for Jannik Sinner to go back-to-back. Serve into the forehand of Sinner. Return is into the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner, backhand. Goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Sinner backhand again on the stretch. Alcaraz in control with the forehand. Sinner doing the running. As Alcaraz forehand again. Into the forehand of Sinner. To the forehand of Alcaraz down the line. To the backhand of Sinner. As Alcaraz forehand again. Cross court. Sinner gets it. Alcaraz backhand cross court is wide! And Sinner falls to the ground! What an emotional response by Sinner. He collapses as he wins the match. Wow. And he just was too clutch. He clutched it out. And the crowd are going wild. There are parties in, where are we? Turin. There's parties in Turin tonight. Darren Cahill smiling. And Sinner finishes with a win over Alcaraz to end the year. And the streak's still alive, by the way. The indoor hardcore, by the way, the whole team are crying. They're all emotional. And Sinner wins. In straight sets. It was close, but it was straight sets. Back to back, baby. All right. Sinner gets it. God, and how important was that set point for Alcaraz in that first set? Could have changed the entire way this match went. If he wins that set point, then maybe it's a different story for Carlos. I don't know. Again, it's weird because he did clearly have the leg issue from the second set was definitely it. He definitely he was compromised in the second set, Alcaraz. I don't think we can ignore that. The first set, though, there was no excuse there. I mean, there's no reason, he lost that set because Sinner was better. But it will be interesting to hear what Alcaraz has to say about the leg and what that did. Also, by the way, chat, not only is that important for now, but he's got to play Davis Cup next week for Spain. If Alcaraz has got a leg, like a hamstring issue for next week, he might not play next week. I mean, the Davis Cup, that's only a couple of days away. Spain are playing in like 3 days, 4 days. He's got to be ready to play for them because they need him. They're playing some really tough teams. So if there is any leg issues, it's not the season not over for Alcaraz. He's got to come back next week. But Sinner too good. Doesn't drop a set either, which is, I mean, he's the best indoor hardcourt player, obviously. Tennis won today. Okay, bias much? If you're a Sinner fan, of course you won today. All right. By the way, if you are leaving, don't forget to subscribe on the way out. We have, that's it for the season. It's over. Season's done. Go on holidays. Go enjoy your Christmases and holidays if you celebrate anything. If you don't celebrate anything, then have a happy time. We're going to stick around for a little bit. Just shoot the shit. And talk about what's next. See you in 2026. No worries. See you later. Sinner is stronger mentally. Yeah, I mean, the end of that first set, when Alcaraz had the set point and Sinner was able to hold off, and then the tiebreak. Yeah, Sinner was that's been the story of the week for Sinner, right? Just clutch. He got broken, I think, today? Like twice, maybe? Yeah, no, once. Sorry, he only got broken once for the entire tournament. I mean, that just shows how massive his serve was at when he needed it to be. But yeah, didn't drop a set. Like Sinner was just, yeah, he was great this week. It feels unfair to Carlos. Yeah, it sucks because like every time I'm going to bring up, and I don't want people to think that like talking about Alcaraz's leg is not taking anything away from Sinner. Because Sinner was, he took that first set and Alcaraz didn't look as the match went on, Alcaraz looked like it was getting worse and worse, and you can put that down maybe to pressure as well that Sinner was applying, but Sinner won this match. He won this match. And Alcaraz had a leg issue. Both things can be true. That Sinner could win the match on hinge racket, but Alcaraz also could be compromised. Two things can be possible.
Thank you for your extensive streams throughout the entire season, Cameron.
No worries. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the 10. Eddie.
For Sinner's win.
Hey, thank you for the 7. Thank you, Shruti, for the $10. And thank you, Eddie, for the 7. Appreciate that. No worries. Glad you enjoyed. Sinner's been great here and in Paris. Strong finish to the year. Oh, yeah. Vienna, Paris, ATP Finals. Pff, crazy. "2025 Synchrash show on the ATP." That's it. It has been the Synchrash show. Hey, Donna. Thank you for the $20. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 20. By the way, chat. Final reminder, and again, thanks for, we've done a collaboration with Trace this week. It's been fun. You got a final chance. I think you've only got about 2 or 3 hours to, you got 3 hours to sign up. Click the link, sign up, and claim your collectibles for the day, and then you will go into the draw to win a prize. So make sure you do it now before you leave so that you don't miss out, because there's some really good prizes on offer. So maybe early Christmas present. Maybe Santa Claus can bring you a nice signed tennis ball by one of the players. So go sign up today. And shout out to Trace for working with us this week. It's been great. It's been fun. Congratulations, you are doing well. So happy to continue with your hard work. No worries. By the way, next year, I'm excited for next year. 2026, I'm excited for what the channel is going to be like next year, because next year, I've got some time to work on some stuff on the off season. So it's going to be really interesting how. I can't say anything, but just be ready for next year. Next year is going to be a big year. I'm excited for next year. You want to be subscribed for next year, because subscribe now so you can be ready for next year, because next year we're taking things to a different level. Yeah, 31 match win streak for Sinner on indoor hard courts. Yep, hasn't lost one for 2 years. Crazy. Crazy. All right. All right. Any questions before we wrap up the season? Because that's pretty much it. I mean, next week we've got some Davis Cup we're going to tune into, but other than that, not much. That's it. The year ends. It's over. It's over. Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate that. Another field trip? No. Yeah, we're watching a little Davis Cup. Not all of it, though. There's not much to watch. All the players dropped out. And again, Alcaraz might not play either. We don't know how much his leg is going to affect him. How much of an issue it'll be in the coming days, right? So I think there is some serious. I wouldn't say there's doubts around Alcaraz to play Davis Cup. I think he will, because he can always just not play the first match and then come back and play the second match, and I think he'll be there. But still, I mean, anyone with any sort of injury going into a tournament like that, you got to be worried about, and they need Alcaraz, right? I mean, Spain need Alcaraz to win if they're going to win the Davis Cup. They've got a tough draw too, Spain, so it'll be a very interesting couple of days to see how Alcaraz pulls up. How did he hurt his leg during the match? Yeah, so he was lunging for a forehand at like midway through the first set, and he just overstretched, and it looked like he hurt his hamstring. Got a medical timeout of 5-4, and then got strapping after the first set. So, yeah, definitely some concerns going into the Davis Cup. All right. Why are people spamming? Don't you know the rules? Stop spamming. It's annoying. So annoying. All right. Hey, Change Agent, thank you for the 28 months as a Tier 3 member. Go get some relaxed time. You earned it. See you in January. See you later. Thank you for sticking around. No one cares about Davis Cup. That's all right. You don't have to watch it. I hope we don't see you in the streams, because that'd be hypocritical. How much was Alcaraz's injury affecting him? I don't want to make this about Alcaraz's injury, because that's not the full story. Sinner played better than Alcaraz when it mattered, right? And I'm sure Alcaraz is not going to be like, well, if this didn't happen, I would have won. Like, I'm sure he's not going to say that. He's too good of a guy. He's a nice guy. He's a humble guy. He's going to credit Sinner for everything, right? So I don't want to make this about, Carlos. But again, ignoring the fact that he had a leg problem is irresponsible. Or delusional if you're like, oh, he was fine. Was he really injured? See, that's delusional because, yes, Alcaraz is not the type to get a fake timeout, and he's not the type to get strapping on a leg that doesn't have a problem. Also, his game, he wasn't as sharp as he usually is. Again, credit to Sinner, but also the net game was not there for some reason. He will be the only one who could tell us what he felt and how it affected him. But again, it's not the reason why this match went the way it went. It's not the only reason. Sinner played a hell of a match when he had to. He was clutch. I mean, Sinner was down in the second when Alcaraz got the leg was at its worst, right? Sinner was down like 3-1, so you can't say that the leg was the reason Alcaraz lost because he was winning with the leg, with the leg issue. Hey, thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. Carlos really wanted to win this one to emphasize he's number one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And also end with a big trophy, end with a win. They announced that the ATP Finals will be in 2030 in Turin. Oh God, really? So they're not moving. They're like, we're staying in Italy, but we don't want to tell you where. Oh, by the way, it's in the same place. Okay, cool. What a great surprise. Yay! So we're going to Italy. We're not going anywhere. We're staying in the place. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you. What a surprise. Yay! Woo! Is that official or is it, I need to check that. Is it official that they're staying in Turin? I know they were staying in Italy, but are they staying in Turin? Because that's funny. If they're just like, yeah, we're staying in Italy. Same place, Turin. Hey, Sam, thank you for the £2. Appreciate it. Turin next year. Is it Turin until the 2030 though? That's funny. Oh man. It's official in the presentation. Okay. I'm not watching. I didn't see it. That's funny. Look, Turin's the atmosphere is great. I don't think it's a bad place to be. I think it's just like, yeah, I think people are just like, oh, why is it in Italy? It should be neutral, but I don't care. I think Turin's fine. They got a good atmosphere. They seem like a fair crowd. Like even Alcaraz today. I mean, yeah, they were cheering for Sinner like mad, but they were giving respect to Alcaraz. Everyone who played Musetti or Sinner this week wasn't getting booed. The crowd were respectful, so I don't think and it's got a great atmosphere. I mean, what, you'd rather go somewhere where there's only like, a quarter of the crowd and they don't even clap? Like, no. You want a good atmosphere at least. So at least they're if they went somewhere else, maybe it wouldn't have the same vibe. Also, Italians are doing well right now, so why wouldn't you stay in Italy? More likely you're going to get like a hometown favorite and all that stuff anyway. So you go somewhere where they don't have, like if you go to Japan, I mean, there's no Japanese top 10 players right now for the men. So why would you go somewhere where there's not like a hometown favorite? Why wouldn't you stick to a city with a top 10 player in it, All right. Yeah, London had it for 10 years. Turin's had it for 9, I think. 9 years? I think. Do we get more ranking show? Yeah, you get one more. One more ranking show. One more tomorrow or today or whenever. Carlos giving tons of respect to Sinner. Yeah, of course he is. Turin has been 5 years. Yeah, but another 5 years. So it'll be 10 years. Another Australian Open final. I'm going to be honest, chat, and I've said this all week. I've been consistent. I love a Sinner match. I don't like the matches before it. I think the matches before it, when we already know the final is going to be a Sinner versus Alcaraz, it just feels like, I mean, the semifinals were forgettable, unfortunately, this week. I think there have probably been two matches that have really, this match and the Fritz match have been the only matches that have been noteworthy this week, in my opinion. I hope we don't get a Sinner match until March. I don't want to see it in Australia. I don't want to see it in February. Let's have a break from Sinner. Let's get a Sinner Miami final, Indian Wells final. Okay, I don't want a Sinner Australian Open final. I want to see someone. If I had it my way, I want someone totally different winning the Australian Open. I don't want Sinner or Alcaraz winning the Australian Open. I want someone different, someone new. Right? I would love the Australian Open to start off like it did with the ladies, with a new champion, and then it might set the tone for the year. That would be great. Shelton, Draper, pick your name, right? Whoever it is, somebody else. So I don't want a Sinner final in Australia. Not yet. They'll play one eventually. Not this year. Not next year, though. All right? Let's just not play Sinner for a while. Let's just watch some other matches. And if we don't get Sinner, it's either because they're injured or it's because they lost to somebody, which means we had an upset, which is kind of crazy because at Grand Slams this year, Djokovic beating Alcaraz is the only upset we had at Slams this year, based on Sinner. It's the only match where we had an upset. And then we had Dimitrov almost winning, but he didn't, so it doesn't count, right? And Djokovic beating Alcaraz, an upset, is a joke because it's not an upset. It's just Djokovic being Djokovic. So we didn't have a Grand Slam upset this year, really. Even Djokovic, I mean, he lost to Sinner and Alcaraz, and then he didn't even have an upset. So I feel like at the Grand Slams this year, we had no upsets. Oh, Zverev lost. Cool. Is that earthquake level upset? No, we had zero upsets. Van der Zandschulp, Poprin, last year against the US Open, those were like earthquake level events, right? They shifted the tennis landscape. This year we had none of that. Grand Slams, Djokovic, Sinner, Alcaraz, all lost to each other, or they didn't lose. Kind of like we need upsets, right? Next year. I want upsets next year. I want not all, I don't want them all to lose. That'd be crazy. But I want to see someone different win, and I want to see Sinner or Alcaraz losing in an upset. Because that's good for the sport. It means different, interesting, competitive. Look at the WTA. ATP needs it. Yeah, it doesn't need a third player to play in this Big Two era. It just needs some players to just nudge these guys a little bit. Make them sweat. Make them work, Maybe give them a bit of a shock. Doesn't need to be one guy to do it. It can be multiple players doing it. But it would be good to just have a little bit of a uncertainty, a little bit, give Sinner a scare. It could be Draper, yeah. It could be Draper, it could be Fonseca, it could be Tien, it could be Feast, there's a lot of players it could be. A lot of players could push him. I mean, I think Shelton, give Shelton Alcaraz in Australia. That'd be fun. Shelton Alcaraz quarterfinal in Australia could be really fun. On a hot day, that serve booming could be real fun. Today was an upset. Sinner could not beat Alcaraz, who beat Aliassime, many were saying. This was not an upset. Sinner was favourite, and he won. It's not an upset. Sinner was heavy favourite. Sinner was like he was I was kind of surprised that Alcaraz was such an underdog in the betting. I thought it would be 50-50. Donna!
Expression of my appreciation for an amazing 29 months being a part of this awesome, fanatic in all the best ways community. Thanks, Cam FSM, and special shout out to Debaye.
Thank you for the $10 and the 29 months as a member. And shout out to Deb. Yeah, today was a tough match. Obviously, when these guys play, everyone's passionate, everyone's rowdy. But so shout out to Deb as well for getting through it and keeping things. Hopefully, things were civilized. I wasn't paying attention. Will you go to the matches of the AO? Nah, I'm not going to I'm not leaving my house. What's the I think I might have inoculophobia, fear of crowds. I just don't really want to be around people. I like being here in my safe place, talking to you guys in my house. I don't want to leave. I want to go outside. Did Sinner beat your favorite Alcaraz? Yeah. Were you not here? We just watched it. Did you not? You weren't here. Okay. Yeah. Sinner won in straights. Close. Why do you have to bring it up, though? I just stopped crying. Like, God damn it. This has been a memorable season. Has it, though? I don't think it has. I mean, it's been... Okay, I'll take that back. It's been memorable for three guys. Djokovic, 100 titles. Sinner versus Alcaraz. That's the only thing it's been memorable for. Everyone's going to say Vachereau. But Vachereau, remember Vachereau? Okay, Vachereau. Yeah, Shanghai. Everyone's loved fucking Shanghai. Fucking Shanghai. You talk about Shanghai in 12 months, all right? I want to hear people talk. No, 6 months from now, I want people to be like, remember Vachereau? No, because nobody's talking about Menchik, and he won Miami. It's been over 6 months. You fucking Shanghai. So yeah, it's for me, it's only been memorable for Sinner versus Alcaraz, French Open final being the highlight, and Djokovic 100 titles. Those are the two things that I'm like, that sticks out. You said the F word, bro. We're all adults here. If you're not an adult, you should leave. Those are, I mean, that's it to me. And a couple of upsets. You know, Bublik winning in Halle against Sinner. You know, maybe Alcaraz losing to Norrie, but like really, it's like it's. I wouldn't say it's been as memorable as maybe last year. Last year was more memorable. You know, we had the Olympics. We had, you know, obviously Sinner and Alcaraz, you know, dominating for the first time. This time it's just been like a repeat. It's, you know, the sequel wasn't as good as the original season, right? Last year it was the Alcaraz point was, you know, season 1, season 2. This year it's like, French Open match, highlight of the year for me. But other than that, And look, some players made waves, right? Fonseca came out and, you know, he made some waves. Tien, some young guys made the name for themselves a little bit. Again, you know, haven't done anything crazy, right? Grand Slam final crazy yet. But it was the year of Alcaraz, and Djokovic had a cameo by winning 100 titles. I think that's sort of the summary of the year for me. It was Alcaraz, the season of Alcaraz. Thank you so much. See you next year. No worries, Stefano. See you next year. All right. Any last questions before we get out of here for the final time? Remember, next week we've got a little bit of Davis Cup. Whether or not Alcaraz plays is a big question mark after today. I'm sure he'll go to the Davis Cup, but will he participate? He might play doubles. I would not be surprised if his leg, even if his leg is not horrible, if his leg is bothering him, he might play the doubles. But then who have they got? They got Munar. Fakina's not playing. They really need Fakina. And they're playing Lehechka and Menchik. Alcaraz needs to play. Otherwise, Spain might not progress. He has to play. But, I don't know. I mean, if his leg's going to fall off, he'll probably still play anyway, right? Even if he is injured. Any bold prediction for next year? Nah. No. I haven't thought of it yet. Munar is good, but is he going to carry Spain? I don't know. They need Alcaraz. Luckily, they've got they're not playing till Thursday, so he's got 4 days to figure it out. Dutchy.
Dasher becoming Aussie is a big story.
That was a big deal.
Mirra.
Personally, that was awesome. Yeah, that's true. That was great. But that was on the women's side. We're talking about ATP. ATP wasn't so much going on. It wasn't so many massive stories this year. Sinner getting banned obviously was a huge story, but no, not a good story. Good stories, there's a couple of cool cameo stories, but not really anything crazy, Not much. It was a pretty straightforward domination by two dudes. All right. Any more questions before we get out of here and wrap up for the year? Both Sinner and Alcaraz now have won 24 titles. They are equal in ability and on court in different ways. Love this rivalry. Look, Alcaraz is the rivalry, right? It is the rivalry. But I'm just hoping next year that they have to earn it a little bit more. That's what I want to see next year. That's my big wish. Is I just want to see not one guy. I want to see a couple of guys just, make Sinner and Alcaraz earn the final, Make them earn the final. And Fritz did a little bit this week, right? Fritz made Alcaraz earn it, but I want to see more. I don't want to see Sinner and Alcaraz making finals without dropping sets every tournament. I want to see and I don't want to see, because someone's going to say what about Wimbledon and French Open? It was pretty, Alcaraz had a fight. I get that, but I want to see young guys who are going to compete against these guys in the future. I don't want to see a guy who's literally retiring 24 hours after playing that 5-setter at Wimbledon to push Alcaraz, because that doesn't do anything, right? Alcaraz playing 5 sets against Fognini means nothing, because Alcaraz never going to play Fognini again because Fognini's retired. I want to see guys the young guys, or even some of the top 10 guys. I want to see quarterfinals being 5-setters for Alcaraz and Sinner having to play 3 or 4 5-set matches in the quarters and stuff. That's what I want to see next year. I want to see it a little bit. I want these guys to have to work a little harder in the second half of the tournament. Axe.
BTW2, who do you think wins more slams next year?
I don't know. I'm not thinking about next year too much. Not for prediction-wise. That's why I'm giving you my wish, what I want next year. I'm not thinking about predictions. My head hurts too much from this year. Let me go on like a 6-week holiday and I'll come back with a fresh mind and fresh answers. I'll recollect my thoughts. It feels like it would just be Synchraz versus everyone. Synchraz always wins. Yeah, it has. Well, yeah, they do. Correct. Fuck, I'm so tired. This week has kicked my ass. Need Draper, Musetti, Fonseca to step up? Well, Draper is there. He just needs to stay healthy. Musetti with that backhand won't do any harm. Okay. Draper for sure, though. Draper definitely showed this year that he, at least against Alcaraz, he can ask questions. You know, he can ask those questions. I don't know what he looks like against Sinner, though. We haven't seen... Draper, Sinner didn't play this year, did they? Because Sinner was out and then Draper was out. You know, and they'd never crossed over. But, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, Draper, I think, is playing an exhibition at the end of this year, and then he's playing first thing I think he's playing United Cup in January. So Draper's ready to go. He's ready to go. First week of the year at this stage. He is fresh. No worries, Harsh. Appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around. It was a tense match, but the quality wasn't as high as I expected. Yeah, look, this is definitely not the best Synchraz match we've had. The French Open was there. But I would put it up there as... let me think. I mean, it was probably there... They played so many times. It's hard, I mean, there's so many comparisons, right? I wouldn't say it's the worst match they've played against one another this year. I don't think it was their worst, because the tension was high. It was close. You know, you can't say it was boring, right? Yeah, if I had to rate it, it'd probably be like 4th. 3 or 4. Best match was the French. Second best match, maybe Wimbledon, because it had like that momentum shift after the first set. And then maybe this one or the US Open, because the US Open, maybe the US Open, then this, maybe. And then Rome, and then Cincy. I'd put Rome. I think this was better than Rome, because this had more tension than Rome. Rome was close, and then Alcaraz ran away, right? And Cincy doesn't even count. I mean, Cincinnati didn't even count. So that's always going to be the worst. So yeah, I'd probably put it just behind the US. I think the US Open was a little more... It felt like a little bit more dominating from Alcaraz, even though it was 4 sets. Sinner won the second, but the third set, it felt like, oh, Alcaraz has got this. This didn't feel like anyone had this until Sinner finally got the break at the end. It felt like it was in the balance, you know, almost the entire match. It didn't feel like either guy nobody dominated in this match. Even when Alcaraz was up a break in the second, it never felt like he was running away. Like this was very, very even from the start to the end. Scoreline shows that. Please don't spam. It's really annoying. And I'm not reading you. I don't read like essays. Please don't write 5-line questions that I don't read. Keep them short and sweet. Sidden couldn't serve to save his life at the US Open. But yeah. And Alcaraz was playing on the best he's ever played that tournament. Like that was the best we've seen Alcaraz play to this date. It's by far best Alcaraz ever. So far. – Do you think Alcaraz would make some technical adjustments to his game in 2026? Does he need to? No, he doesn't need to. I don't think Alcaraz needs to make any changes. I think Alcaraz's game is just fine. Maybe just like, there's nothing. Alcaraz showed us at the US Open his true power. And that nobody can compete with that guy. Right? So I don't think Alcaraz needs, it's probably just more, again, it just comes down to everything we say about Alcaraz is always, consistency of that level. How many times can he play that level? Or how close can he get to that level more often? The more he plays like he did at the US Open, the more he's going to win, right? He already is number one. So everyone's got to make changes to their game to suit him because he's the best, right? So, yeah, I don't think Alcaraz needs to make any drastic changes or do anything crazy. Had a great year. And this match, there's nothing that he did wrong in this match that he lost this match. It was on his, you could say that it was his worst surface, right? Indoor hard courts are statistically his worst surface, right? Maybe it's not like he can't play on it, but it's not his best surface. And then whatever, again, he'll talk in the press conference about the leg, what the leg issue was and what it affected. But also it's against the guy who plays the best on this surface. This is Sinner's best surface. And that's why this is kind of like the reverse of Rome, right? When we went to Rome, it was Alcaraz's best surface, arguably, against, clay, which is kind of Sinner's worst surface. Plus, also Sinner was coming off a long break. So there was a reason why maybe Sinner wasn't as sharp as he was. Same as today. Maybe Alcaraz wasn't sharp because of the leg. So it's kind of like, that match was, the Rome match was, this was like the reverse of that, right? On the scoreboard and who it favored, But I don't think Alcaraz needs to make any massive adjustments. I think he's fine. I think everything's fine. Maybe someone have a tennisaholic support group. That's what we're here for. But we're enabling. All right. And they're on par with the tiebreak? Yeah, exactly. Any final questions before I get out of here and go to sleep? Go have a nap or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. God, no, what am I going to do now, chat? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Got 6 weeks and 7-8 weeks of freedom. Scary, chat. What am I going to do? I have no off-season plans. Besides, reorganizing my house and stuff. I don't really have any, no grand plans. Just doing nothing is what my grand plan. Laziness. Not staying up all night. Catching up on sleep. Watching Stranger Things, exactly. Sounds like Cam's getting old. Bro, I am old. You can stream an old Fadal match. Thanks. You know what, Fraser? I appreciate you for giving me work to do on my holidays. Appreciate that. Hey, Cam, you know how you got 7 weeks off and you haven't done, 800 matches or, why don't you do another stream? Why don't you stream another match? Well, I haven't done enough this year for you? I haven't worked my ass off enough? I'm not burnt out enough? No, I appreciate that. It's not going to happen, though. We're not going to watch a Fadal match because I don't want to. Is this the last stream of the year? Could be. I'm definitely not streaming the Ashes. Get stuffed. I'm watching that in peace. I'm not doing a live stream for that. Why would I do cricket live streams? That would be brutal. Why are you making me work, chat? You know what you can do in your time off? Work. Do cricket. Do this, do that. No, I'm doing nothing. Leave me alone. I'm going to watch the cricket in peace. I'm going to not watch Federer and Nadal matches. Give me a break. Give me a break. Yeah, watch a little Davis Cup. What about exhibitions? I'll pop up here and there, but we're not watching everything. There's not much watched anyway. What about Davis Cup? I just mentioned Davis Cup already. Why was Carlos coming to the net when he did not need to at the end? I think it's because he had a leg injury and he wanted to shorten the points. That makes some sense. So many people just asking me if I'm streaming. I just told you I have no plans to stream for the next 8 weeks. I'll see you in Australia. And if I do stream, it'll be a surprise, all right? I already know now I'm going to get like, but you didn't do this. As of now, I'm on holiday. I'm not watching anything unless I just kind of wake up and go, oh, I'll watch this. All right? Leave me. Let me sleep. Enjoy the holidays. Thank you. Appreciate it. Every other ATP match is starting to feel irrelevant. I've been saying that for months. We're going to stream Sabalenka Kyrgios. Why? Why? Does the Eala play tomorrow? Wait, what? Greg, are you fucking with me? Don't fuck with me. Did she actually play? In that case. Wait, is she playing? So, I'll see you tomorrow. By the way, chat, if you're invested in Kyrgios Sabalenka and you're like, and you take that match personal, as in like Kyrgios losing is personal attack on your manhood, you need to get a life. No, we're not watching tennis. I never watch I don't watch UTS. I can't watch UTS. I can't stream UTS. Merry Halloween Christmas. Thank you. Thank you. It's Gothmas. Merry Gothmas. Merry Gothmas. All right, Merry Christmas, Deb. We'll get 300k next year, maybe. You deserve the holidays. Yeah, we all deserve a holiday. Tennis is such a brutal sport to follow. It's the hardest sport in the world to cover, like and to keep up to date with as a fan. Different time zones, different every week of the year, like no time off. Like it is a brutal sport to cover. So we all need and there's no off season, so we're gonna take the weeks when we can. So that's what you should all do. You should all go touch grass, you know? Get some fresh air. My eyes are burning from lack of sleep. Yeah, my head is killing me. Could you predict the slams for next year? No. I don't think I will. I think Fokina wanted to play Davis Cup and Ferres will sub him in for Carlos. Nah, Fokina's gone on holidays. He doesn't give a Fokina about the Davis Cup. They didn't pick him, and he's like, forget this. Davis Cup starts on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And then Alcaraz is supposed to play Thursday. Yeah, it starts on Tuesday. Pretty upset they didn't get picked, yeah. Yeah. And they kind of need him. You know, if Alcaraz is coming in with an injury, they kind of need Fokina as a backup. Mia. Come here, Papa. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh. Here she is. Oh, all right. What's up? Well, you can see the toys. They're not toys for you. Do you have anything to say? They're not for you. Okay. Oh, there you go. All right. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining us. The season is over. It's done. Except for Davis Cup. But that's not really, that's like an exhibition. It's an extra. It's like bonus work. We'll watch a little bit of it probably, but the official end of the year is now out. It's over. Done. ATP Finals. Over. Done. For another year. And Sinner gets a win. Beats Carlos in the final. And just gets one back over a dominant Alcaraz beating Sinner dominantly over the last, dominating the head-to-head, but not dominating the matches. Don't get that twisted. 7-6, 7-5. Sinner gets one back right at the end. And wins back-to-back ATP Finals. He's the champion to win again. I'll see you guys during the week. We'll watch something next week. I'll see you. We'll watch something. But thanks for all hanging out. Thank you to all the members. Everyone who's donated even $1 during the year. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Also, thank you, Deb, for keeping the chat in order for the entire year. It's been hectic at times. But and thank you all of you guys for watching throughout the whole year. We'll come back stronger next year. We're going to keep going until I cannot wake up again. All right. Sinner wins 7-6, 7-5. He beats Alcaraz in the final. I'll see you guys next week.